And we're live. Move box out of the way. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Elizabeth a second ago said that she didn't realize it was Wednesday. And yesterday, when I was in my final meeting at work, I told everyone to have a great weekend before I realized it is not the weekend. So I don't know if it's just us or if it's been a weird week for everybody, but happy Wednesday. I hope everybody's doing well. It is what? Today's the 20th, which is just, I can't believe next week is Thanksgiving. So anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. Let's see who's all here. We've got Nick, Galaxy's in the house, Ted's here, PF's here, Brent's here, Steve's here, Lucas is here, Reverend's here, Ron, Iconic, Aaron, Beads, Liz, who else? Sparks, Armor, Alan's here, nice and early, Del Mar's in the house, Tor was here a second ago, Zombie's here, Ron's here, Kegel's here, Deanna's here. Today's the end of my weekend. Oh no, so today's your Sunday. Today is Wednesday, I know. How's everybody doing? I'm half asleep, but I'm here. Yeah, last week was rough. I know that I apologize when the stream started, but like I was getting over a cold from my trip and my sleep schedule was destroyed. I was going to bed at like 4:30 in the morning. Not intentionally, I just was like somewhere between US time and China time still. But the last at least 4 or 5 days, I've been getting to sleep anywhere between like 11 and 1, which is more in line with what my normal schedule kind of is. So I feel better. It's cold here. We got our first snow on Sunday, which didn't stick. I'm in southern Idaho, so a lot of our winter is like snow, and then a few hours later it's gone, but it is very cold. So I didn't turn the heater on because usually from streaming and sort of my antsiness, I get warm, but we'll see if I need to crank the heat up after a little bit here. So Amar says I'm starving. Hey Keek. Zombie, thank you for the banana. I need to get a banana. I need to get like a Minions banana sound effect. So we are officially starting the Doron Velta. Doron Velta, which if anyone doesn't know what this is, it is, let me just pull up the CAD page for it, or the project page. So this is a community-based project that I think kind of started as a meme, because for Vorons there is no Delta, but for a lot of people, they love Delta printers. So it's clearly heavily inspired and themed after a Voron style printer, but it is not an official Voron printer by any means. And I want to say that, yeah, Double T was a big part of it, as well as the Roger L. I don't know if he's Rogers or Roger LZ. So yeah, it is a Delta printer, which I'm really excited about. I haven't actually built a Delta printer in 8 years, I think. I've built the Anycubic Castle. I built a G-Tech one many moons ago that I never finished. I basically finished the hardware part of it, but this was back when acrylic frame printers were a thing, and it was just awful. I could never get it to work successfully. And then I've had quite a few Deltas. I had one that was like way ahead of its time. Man, I was living at Jim's house, and I've been here for 3 years, 2 years, 8 years ago, I think. And then all the other Delta printers have been FL Sun Delta printers. So I'm excited to build this. I am a bit nervous because there is not a build manual. We're basically going to be going based off of this. And one, I'm a squirrel, and two, that's just, it's more challenging as is not having a manual, but two, with chat and everything, it's going to be interesting. I know Zombie has built one, which is good because I'm sure I will have questions, and hopefully Zombie can at least point me in the right direction. And Aaron in chat said that he has one that he's done the frame with, and the motor mounts, I think he said the arms as well, so that's at least part of it. So we're going to give it our best shot. It is a ton of printing. I printed out all of the parts in, this is, I mean, it was, I want to say it was close to 2.5 kilograms of filament. All these parts, oh, I think I just yawn burped. All of these parts were printed on the Chidi Plus 4, which, I mean, it did such a freaking good job on these parts. And I am happy. Hey, ooh, Additive Adam, thank you so, 12 freaking months, man. Cheers, man. Thank you very much for the support. These are all printed on the GD+4, which did an absolute banger of a job. I am also happy to announce that I will be having my review finally on the +4 in the next probably 2 or so weeks here. I released a PSA about the safety issues with it when it comes to the Matt 25 freaking months. Thank you so much, man. Cheers. Good morning. I still have a bit of a cough, so I'm sorry in advance, but other than that, I'm feeling a lot better. I released a PSA about issues that they had with the SSR board, and the biggest issue, one, it shouldn't have happened, but two, I didn't like the way they addressed it, which was by not really addressing it at first until I had to find out from Grant and then other people in the community. But they did finally come out and make a public statement, and they sent me 2 SSR boards. The first was like, oh crap, quick, here's like what the new ones are gonna be like. But it was kind of janky still, and I said, hey, like, I wanna see what the actual customers are gonna be getting. So they finally sent me like the retail replacement one, which is a hell of a lot better. On top of that, I also let them know that I don't think that, let me just go to me really quick, I guess, right? All right. On top of that, I let them know that, like, hey, there's going to be a fair amount of people that won't feel comfortable replacing this board. Because yes, like, we build printers and tinker with things, but there's a lot of people that bought that printer anticipating it would be, I don't want to use the word turnkey because 3D printing is not turnkey, but like hands off. And it's not fair to assume that everybody's cool with removing a bunch of screws, popping off a panel, removing a board that's AC related and swapping it in. So I am very happy to state that they basically came back to me saying, no, you're right. So the options are either going to be customer can replace the board, which is the quickest route, or customer can return the printer for a refund, or customer can swap out the machine if they just don't feel like they can replace it themselves. So I still obviously don't like that this even happened in the first place, but I am happy with sort of the end result of them rectifying the situation. So yeah, I think my plan is I will install the SSR board, verify that it's working the way it's supposed to be, and then update, make my review video. And what I'll end up doing is I'm not gonna remove the video I made as the PSA, but I will unlist it and have it linked in that review for anyone that wants to see it, because I don't want to, my goal was not to have false information out there. And once this is corrected, which all units coming out from there now should be corrected, I don't want to have that information out there basically saying something that's no longer true. So that's what my game plan is. PF with the 10 gifted memberships, man. The air horn, cheers, and then today's gonna be squirrely. Thank you so much. So yeah, just wanted to sort of update on that. Customers are not beta testers. Yes, I do agree with that. So yeah, lots of printing was done. This whole entire thing is printed in ABS. So we've got Polymaker's metallic green, and then we've got Polymaker's galaxy orange, which I think is gonna look pretty cool. I like the color. I like the color combination a lot. So well, the order of operations for today will be get everything out of the box, see what this kit comes with, and then hopefully start building some of it. Also, full disclosure, Fysetc did provide this kit, so I think I did put that in the description for this one, basically just saying thank you for the kit. But obviously all remarks and feedback are that of my own. They have not seen the live stream before it's happened. It is in real time, so, but yeah, they did provide the kit, so wanted to at least disclose that. Hey, RH is in the house. What nice parts. Yes, the man, I was real, because like I was almost done with my review video for this printer when the issue came out with the SSR, and I was really bummed out because it had been, I had some heat creep with PLA, but it was because I had the doors closed on it, which I always have done, and it's never been an issue. But I know a lot of people have been like, no, on CoreXYs I have to open the doors, so that was more of a me thing. But man, for like printing ABS, having that chamber heater, even in my garage, which has been getting into like the low 40s at nighttime, like the parts just turned out so freaking clean. It's so I am happy that they're, you know, again, correcting the issue, because its ability to print parts, like batches of ABS parts, has been phenomenal. So oh gee, what's going on? I saw someone said hi from, hello from Austria, the land of the non-kangaroos. Hey Jen. Hey Pet, is it Petty? Yeah, hey Petty, looks like a fun build. Hey Binny, hey Sky. Hobo's in the house. The green and orange is gonna, yeah, I think so as well. Okay, so right away on top, we've got our panels, which are a combination of, looks like the top panels are black, and then all of the side panels are gonna be in clear acrylic, and I'm not gonna measure it, but just eyeballing it, it looks like it's 3mm acrylic. So I will find a place for these, because this will be the very last thing. We won't need these for quite a while, knowing my history when it comes to building things. We have got a AC, can we see this? Yeah, we got an AC heater, so 110 volt, 200 watt. It is adorable. This is not a large build volume printer, which I'm kind of excited for. Printers, especially with them, a lot of them being Core XYs, are just getting bigger. And so even with having more space than I've ever had, like if you saw what this room looks like right now, it looks like a small storm, maybe a large storm came through. It's just large things stacked everywhere. So I'm excited for adorable printer. On camera, it looks perfect, really. What chamber temps do you print ABS? So I just, because I was testing the machine out, I actually kept everything at its defaults. And if I'm not mistaken, their default profile for ABS had the chamber at 55C. So nothing substantial, but this chamber heater, I like the way they did this chamber heater. The chamber heater is like sort of completely enclosed, and it sucks in air from the chamber, pulls it through a fan, and then kicks it out under the bed. So it does a really good job of cycling the air. So even with it just being 55C, it seems to be really effective at actually making it a consistent 55C from top to bottom. We've got some insulation, which, man, I haven't used this stuff in a while, but it does help to just heat the bed and keep the heat in a more uniform way. So it's just like a insulated adhesive pad. We have got our flex plate, so just a nice little, is it dual-sided? Yeah, dual-sided powder-coated PEI, and it looks like it's a mag plate, but a pretty nice one, actually. Like, I don't know, for anyone that's familiar with like the Crealities Gen 1 beds, like they used fridge magnets and they felt really cheap. This feels fairly rigid, so it feels like a decent magnet. Hopefully it'll keep up with, after so many heat cycles. That's one thing, some of the cheaper magnets don't, they lose their magnetism a bit. And then we've got a aluminum plate, which I will take out and measure. Not very thick, but probably thick enough for the size of this thing. Can I do this? Any first impressions of the new stuff being announced at Formnext? Oh, sure. So, I mean, I think one of the big ones is obviously Prusa's Core XY printer, which I had an inkling that they had been testing out small Core XYs. I mean, they have their like Prusa farm thing that they were showing off in, was it Dubai? And so we knew they kind of had a smaller XL Core XY that they had at least been using. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually really excited about it. I didn't jump on a pre-order, although I could have. I know Zombie was talking on Twitter about this a bit, but I'm probably, it depends. I mean, if they end up sending a unit, which I don't know if they will, then of course we'll build it. But if not, I'm probably just going to upgrade the Mark IV and see if I can source the fan. And I think they said it's the fan that's needed, the nozzle, which I'm just going to use a Fysetc diamond carbide nozzle. And then there's like one other piece that's needed. So I am interested in that. The Mark IV S for the last little bit here has kind of been sitting. And I just don't have, like I mentioned a second ago, space is becoming an issue. So for me, I think that doing the conversion will be fun. The only downside of that is there's not a date. It says, okay, yeah, April's, I guess that maybe more info's come out, referencing April for the kit. So it's gonna be quite a while. Like we'll see videos on the actual fully assembled and kit version of the Prusa. It's called the Core, right? So that seems interesting. I'm also very interested in Big Tree Tech's multi-material setup. That seems really freaking cool. I don't have any info I can share, but it seems like hopefully I will be getting one. So I don't know a lot about it. They've been pretty hush-hush, which I understand. I also think that the Anycubic printers seem interesting. Anycubic showed off a Core XY printer with multi-material as well, which seems pretty freaking cool. And I'm trying to think, was there anything else that came out? I usually print a 65C chamber in my Voron. Okay, that's what Vinny says. I have zero issues with big parts at 55 to 60. Yeah, you could take it above 55. I don't remember what the cap was on the +4, honestly. I didn't go above 55. but I think it gets to, was it 70 maybe? I don't quote me on that. I have to look at the specs. Pretty still be interesting. Too bad they didn't make it slightly larger. Yeah, I still think it's a good size, and I wouldn't be surprised. I think they also probably partially didn't want to compete with their XL, and that's kind of why. Anyone else underwhelmed by the Prusa's missed opportunity? I don't feel that way. I think that it'll do well. They've always kind of done their own thing, so I think it'll do fine. I'm sure it's not what, it's what some people wanted, but not what others, obviously, but that's kind of the way things seem to go. But I do think that it will do well, and that it's what quite a few people at least have been waiting for. So let's take a look at this bed. If I had to guess, I'm gonna guess 5 mil. This is 5.6 mil, so we'll call it 5.5 millimeter is what this aluminum plate is. So it's also, is it milled? So, or is this extruded? Or no, is this extruded? It's got texture on it, which I know, so that means it's not a mixed 6 plate. So is it extruded aluminum then? Or cast aluminum, right? I don't know how well you can see it. Someone's gonna know in chat, but you can see it's got this sort of rough finish to it. Cast, yeah, cast is probably what it is. So I know like the mix, because the mixed 6 plates, if I'm not mistaken, are actually like put on some sort of a mill, and that's how they get it to such fine spec and smoothness. And this definitely doesn't have that, which I don't think will be an issue, but worth pointing out. What else do we got? So we got 2020 extrusion. Core 1 is 1350, a installer and no camera. I think they did say though that it just takes a USB camera, right? Which for me, I've got a ton of them. So, I mean, it would have been nice. I don't think cameras cost very much for a cheap USB camera. So a little interesting it wasn't included. I will admit that. Okay, so we got three 2020s, which are going to be for our 3-corner. The Vorons can get to 70C chamber with fans beneath the bed, but thing will start breaking above. Don't ask me how I know. Speaking from experience. All right, we've got our 3 rails, which are pretty skinny rails, honestly. And these are just Fysetc branded rails. So I will end up having to probably clean these. We'll see how far we get today. If not, if we don't get to installing the rails, then I'll probably do the cleaning off stream. And then we've got some 2040s, 2040s, 2040. Oh, there's quite a few 2040s, hold on. I take my Voron to 70, wow. Is that 75C, is that with an active heater? Or are you talking that's just the bed? The, I still have quite a bit of plans for the takeoff toolhead Trident, toolhead board, Luke's Labs toolhead board when it's available for it. And then I want to swap out the gantry to like a monolith gantry. So I don't know if I'll end up actively heating or passively heating that, but that is definitely a candidate for active heating. 5.56 is, okay, 7 and 32 inch, gotcha. Blanket mod, I don't know what that is. Okay, so we got our power supply, which is a skinny one. It is a Meanwell, which is nice to see. This is a 200 watt, 24 volt. So nice to see Meanwell. It's always, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that these are very cheap because this is the there's no fan. And if I'm not mistaken, that these are sort of on the pricier side. So that's cool to see. This, I'm assuming, is going to be Fysetc's, there's no opening on that side, doesn't look like it. This is going to be there we go, CNC'd. So this is the Sherpa, it's the mini, I think, not the micro. Is there a sticker on here? Can someone confirm? I don't actually know the difference looking at it versus the micro, Sherpa micro versus mini. Oh, cover the printer with a blanket, gotcha. For some reason, I thought it was, okay, it's the mini. So this is what I'm running on this V0, actually. You can't see it, but back here with the Dragon Burner. And I actually really like this extruder. So, and it's running a ships with a Moons motor. So Micro has the exposed 52. Ah, okay, gotcha. So the 50, yeah, the gear then on this side is exposed. I don't think I've ever built a micro then. The main benefit, right, is just slightly less weight, and then I guess maybe is serviceability a little bit easier because of that too, or no? It's mostly just a weight thing. Yeah, Sherpa's solid. Sherpa is really solid. What is this? Oh, interesting. I don't know what this is. It looks like probably just a knockoff type extruder, but it kind of has a V6 style, I'm not V6 style, but it has the sort of groove mount, but it looks like it probably also comes off because I see screws underneath it. And then the nozzle or hot end portion of it reminds me a lot of a Bamboo Lab. But it does have, it looks like these are swappable nozzles. It's a 0.4, it says. It looks like a 0.4 hardened. I have no idea whether it's got the like CHT style insert. Is there another nozzle? I don't think there is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just sort of like your, it's a bamboo heat block and a V6. Yeah, okay, that's what it looks like. TZ V6. So kind of like the, it's kind of like the AliExpress special, isn't it? It might be decent. I mean, honestly, the heatsink is tested and the heat block on here has kind of become a bit of a standard at this point. So there's some thermal paste, there's some extended wires. I don't see any spare nozzles, so I can't really see what the inside of the nozzle looks like, but based off its mounting, I would think you could probably swap this out for something like a Dragon, couldn't you? I would think so. Because it's manual leveling this, right? I'm almost, or no, it's clicky. It's like manual clicky, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see. This looks like it's our controller. Let's see. It's what came on my forum bot. It's okay, yeah. So nothing special. The extruder is really good. So I definitely won't be swapping the extruder. I guess we'll play it by ear when it comes to that, hot end as to how well it does. This is adorable. Wow, this is, I've seen this, but I've never used this. It's a very, very compact board. Hey, RS! Flows claimed max at 35, but I got 30. That's not bad. R4 is what this is called? Delmar's saying it's called the R4. I don't see my, I don't see, oh yeah, R4 V1. Yep, R4 V1. And it looks like it is running a Raspberry Pi MCU, probably RP, what is it? RP282 is what it says. And then it's got 4 drivers on it that are TMC, it looks like it says 2209. So looks like 4 2209. So this will pretty much be everything. It's really like adorable little board, but it looks like up to, so yeah, 4 steppers. So for our 3 motion ones, 1 for our extruder, and then I imagine there's quite a bit of I/O on here. So I would think this is plenty for end stops, thermistors, heater, and power. So yeah, I've seen this board a few times before, so it'll be kind of fun to use it. I think it is smaller than the Pico, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like when, is this a, this isn't a Fysetc board though, is it? Isn't this a Mellow board, or is it a Fysetc board? I thought Mellow was the ones that created this. Yeah, it feels like a nice board. I remember, at least I think I remember seeing this announced. But does anyone know if it's a, it is a Fysetc? Okay, so that makes sense. It is a Fysetc board. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this back the same way I got it out. So let's shove you in here. Shove you in here. Let's put this off to the side for right now. I do think I need to provide my own Raspberry Pi. If I'm not mistaken, the kit gives you the option to pay for Raspberry Pi. And I should have quite a few Pis laying around. So I won't take this out, but this looks like a fairly standard SSR. The branding on it is Omron G3NB 225B1, which this will be for the heated bed, which is an AC heated bed. So we got our SSR. what is this? Okay, so this is for our probing. So it is using, I'll just take it out, why not? It's like the clicky PCB is what it is, which I am running on the V2.4, and honestly, like, it's had to do a handful of retries, but it hasn't been a real bad experience. But if I'm not mistaken, because of the way this printer works, you actually by hand have to place clicky in place, let it do its thing, and then take it off. But the good thing is with it being a Delta and Delta's beds being rigid mounted, you shouldn't have to re-level this bed very often. It's definitely not like a variable mesh, especially with the size of it. It's not a variable mesh type thing. It's not even a, like, mesh every couple prints. Like, it should be mesh and then run a lot of prints, and then when you start to see first layers not really looking that great anymore, then you just put it back on and rerun it. So but yeah, here's our parts for that. So it looks like 2 switches, which I guess they give you an extra switch, which is fine. Hopefully that's not a indicator of their reliability, but there is 2. I think it's, excuse me, I think it's more because people are likely to lose one of these because you're taking it off by hand. So, and then we've got all the parts for it right here, which are just magnets, heat inserts, and some small screws. Working and lurking, I like it. They made that board for, okay, that makes sense, for V0. How big is the bed? Not big. If I had to guess, is it 220 in diameter? 200, maybe 200 in diameter? Let's see if I can get like a decent reading. I'm gonna say it's like it looks like 200 millimeters. So 200, like right on the dot diameter. So it's a cute little, but I mean 200's not really that small, but compared to today's standards of kind of 300 being, you know, sort of mid-range, if you will, it's definitely not large. Type of SSR that doesn't catch on fire. Yeah. Hey, Steve. A not burning SSR. Yeah. I mentioned a minute ago that they sent me their new SSR and it looks a hell of a lot better. So I'm gonna get it installed, and then as long as it's good, I will update. I will like do my review finally. These are just extra foam. Okay, so we've got 3 motors, which are pretty beefy. I don't think these are anything special as far as branding goes. Song Shine. So these are gonna be our 3 steppers for our motion. They're all gonna be the exact same. So I don't know this brand, but hopefully they will work. They feel, not the feel means anything on steppers, but they feel decent and they're fairly beefy. They are, how tall are these guys? 50 millimeters tall. So hopefully they will do a decent job. And then I think the last thing we've got is basically this big box. Is this all foam? A lot of foam. Let's see. Why did Fysetc not use their own motors? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Does Fysetc make their own motors, or are they just white labeling? I mean, that's probably not public knowledge. Let me move this over here. Well, the good thing is it comes in kind of a big box, but the parts aren't really that substantial. Hey, Nice is here. A little bit late, experimenting. Oh, cool, you got it in. Nice, dude. Nice. Okay, there's a lot of random stuff here. We've got our arms, which are, it looks like carbon fiber. In the process of building my Doron at this very moment, get that bed grounded as I do not supply grounding in the kit or wiring diagram. How interesting. Is there... So there's 2 wires coming off of it. So you mean you're saying ground the, ground the actual aluminum bed for it. Is there a hole for grounding? I'd be curious to see how others have been done it. Hey, Thiago, how's it going? Okay, so here's our arms. They are adorable little arms, and they are carbon fiber. Okay, there's extra holes. Sweet. Alrighty. I got a sneak peek at some linear motor development the other day. DIY Magneto X style motion systems are coming. That's cool. That is really cool. What is this? Oh, we did look at this. This is our hot end. That's kind of interesting. So this is, I'm used to this. This is sort of, this feels like a random, this feels like random stuff. A lot of the Delta printers used to use these where you basically have two pins at the tool head that just kind of stay there. And you plug this in and this goes over the nozzle. But this is clearly not the nozzle for this printer. And based off the fact that we're using Clicky, I would imagine we're not using this at all. So that's interesting. And then we have a micro SD card. Looks like just a no-name 16 gig. Here's all of our wires. We've got 3 wired up mechanical limit switches, and looks like motor our cable for our motor, and then just some, looks like just some like assorted wire for maybe running power. So yeah, here's some just a random bag of wire, motor wire. This is already pre-crimped, pretty small gauge wire. What is this for? RS. What is RS? RS. Something switch? I don't know. This looks like it's probably for an accelerometer, if I had to guess. Hey, Jake! Just, yeah, a bunch of wires. I don't know if I need to go through all these. Looks like this is a grounding, probably grounding wire. Trip was really good, man. Trip was really, really good. Exhausting, super stressful leading up to it, but the trip itself was great. I learned a lot in terms of like, if I ever agree to an international trip, I need at least like 30 days of prep for it. It was just, I had basically 2 weeks from the time I got green light to the time I flew away, and it was not enough time. Standard power cable, cooling fan, which I'm guessing is for electronics, kind of a no-name, just a big fan. 5-pin 2.5mm cable is for, okay, Pi to the motherboard. Gotcha. So it goes from GPIO to the motherboard. Gotcha. So not for ADXL. We've got our power inlet switch. We've got some belts, which hopefully are gates. Tell me they're gates. Are they gates? Am I coming to Smurf? I'm not, man. It's been so much travel. Well, I say so much travel. I think I went to like 3 places this year, but yeah, where did I go this year? So I went to Rocky Mountain, I went to China, I went back home. I guess only three airplanes this year, but no, that's it for me, man. Nice! Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, man. We'll see what next year has in store. But yeah, this year I'm gonna have to just kind of watch the streams, and I'm very curious if these are Gates belts. Power grip. Power grip is Gates, right? Yeah, Gates. These are Gates. Okay, so they are Gates belts, and these seem like they're 9mm. I take it that they're 9mm. Yeah, 9mm Gates belts. Yeah, I will definitely, I mean, I would love to go. E1, E3D is an awesome company. 2, I like the cause that the whole event is supporting. I think that's really cool, so it'd be sweet to be a part of that, even if it's just to go and walk around. And also it'd be nice to meet everybody across the pond. When I went to, oh yeah, I went to 3D Printopia as well. So 3D Printopia, Rocky Mountain Rep Fest, China, and yeah, I've left the house more than my allocated amount for the year. But it was really cool going to both Rocky Mountain and 3D Printopia. But at 3D Printopia, I got to meet a lot of people that I've never gotten to meet because I've only ever been to pretty much Smurfs. So it would be cool to go, I keep kicking the camera, sorry. It'd be cool to go to Smurf just to say hi to everyone that hasn't been able to make a trip to the US. Hey, BB's is here. So we've got our flush cutters. Sorry, I'm kind of going here. We got our cable wrap, nothing too exciting. We've got 2 blower type fans, so must be for our layer cooling. Ooh, LEDs, okay. We've got the same kind of LEDs that are in the Dragon Burner and the Stealth Burner. I didn't realize that was the case. I am a big fan of things that light up. We've got our feet, always important. We've got, I don't know what this is for, but some additional wire. Maybe this is for our, maybe that is for our clicky, I don't know. We've got some JST connectors and pins, so it looks like we'll probably have to do a bit of crimping, or maybe it's just I don't know, maybe it's just a thing that they've added to be nice. We've got some hardware, so it looks like we've got pulleys, some idlers, some Bowden fittings, some of the springs for the arms on this, and then the balls which are used for attaching to, or the pivot points for the arms, and then some spacers. This seems like, didn't we install this? I think it was on the FL Sun T1 that we had to install basically the same thing when we were putting the effector together. Feet are important to me. Yes, you gotta have feet. Got some zip ties, and then a big old bag of hardware. So it comes in one bag and then smaller bags that are labeled. We'll see how well I do at finding things for this. That was a fun, positron was very fun in terms of trying to figure out where the heck the screws were. This looks like a hot end fan, so I imagine it's for cooling our heatsink. We've got some Bowden tubing, which is blue, but I can pretty much guarantee it's not Capricorn. It's just like knockoff Capricorn or blue PTFE. And then we've got some insulation tape, which I'm going to assume is for our panels to help insulate and help with retaining heat. So that's just about everything. I'm definitely going to keep hardware out. I don't think we'll need anything electronic related. Allen keys, I'll use my own. Feet we'll keep out. LEDs I don't think we're doing. This is all electrical. I don't think we'll need. Won't need. So let's just get, I feel like today is going to be a lot of heat inserts and such, so we shall see. Okay, let's move this out of the way here. If things work out, I'll be going to Colorado around Rocky Mountain with the Miss for a birthday and a getaway, so I will have to stop in if it works out. Nice. I bet the Velta uses a stock Dragon Burner. I don't think it's a stock, so okay, let me take out the printed part. It definitely looks inspired by Dragon Burner, but the shape is quite a bit different. But maybe it is like, let's see. I don't know what parts we need right now at all. Ah, here it is. So it definitely feels Dragon Burner-esque. Like it's got, you know, kind of the bottom piece and then the top where you mount everything onto. So maybe it is like, you know, the Delta, it very much feels like the Delta version of a Dragon Burner, but I wouldn't call it, you know, stock Dragon Burner. But yeah, even looking at it like this, that does look very Dragon Burner like. It's crane fly. It's a Dragon Burner derived. Okay, yeah, that sounds like exactly what I would describe this as. It feels like a I don't know, a fun uncle or a fun cousin to the Dragon Burner. So let's take a quick look here. Because we don't have a guide and this is going to be making it quite interesting. Okay, same designer, that makes sense. The Bowden is almost certainly FEP rather than PTFE. Is FEP what they're using for Capricorn? I mostly know FEP or FEP from resin printing actually. I know it's very non-sticky, like it's very slippery, that's the technical term, it's very slippery. I documented the unboxing of the Magneto. I will post in the Discord this evening if somebody's interested. The only thing that I dislike, heating pad and the path for the reverse Bowden. Yeah, I don't like the path. Your path for your reverse Bowden is probably different than mine. I think on the new ones, they actually run it through the cable chain. Mine is not in the cable chain, and the downside of that is it kind of drags. Like right now I'm looking at mine, it's touching the bed, so. God, I'm a sucker for form over function sometimes, and darn, that's what the Velta, yeah, it's an adorable little guy. Okay, so let's start with removing some things here. So let's take panels off. That lets us see the inside of this. So I don't know the best order of operation on this, and I'm gonna assume, it's hard to assume anything because it's a Delta printer and I haven't really built Delta printers in 8 years, but I'm gonna assume we're still gonna do similar stuff, which is frame, motion, like heat bed, tool head, electronics, followed by skirt and panels. Like that's my sort of plan of attack. So up top we've got the pie, and is the main board on the bottom then? Okay, so power supply and SSR are there, and up top shows pie. So I'm gonna assume this is probably where those holes are, where the other board goes. So the small board looks like it's on the bottom, and the pie's kind of stacked on top of it like that. So I kind of want to just start removing things from here until we get to just frame components. So let's get rid of skirts. Let's get rid of Raspberry Pi stuff. What is this? There's something that's in Chinese. What does that remove? I don't know what that removes, so we'll leave it. Let's get rid of the bed. What are corners? Corners I do think we're gonna need. That's a big part of, if you look at this, like the frame slots into these corner pieces. So we'll leave corners on for now. Fan bracket, we won't need for right this second. Where does that even go actually? Fan bracket. Okay, so that's this little guy right here. Fan bracket, yeah, we'll take that off. Connector with switches and fuse is probably this guy on the bottom here. Yep. Raspberry Pi 4 we'll get rid of. Frame we're gonna want. Electronics we can remove. Extruder is where? Extruder's back here. We can probably leave that on for now. No, let's just get rid of the extruder for now. Spool holder, let's get rid of. Okay, so we've got. Okay, so one thing I am curious about, if anybody knows, do the corner covers have to go on? Like, do they have to slide on, or do they just pop on? I can actually probably check this right now. Is the build using a motherboard with a CB1, CB2? It's not. It's not. So it's a tiny little RP. It looks like RP 2040 base board, and then we are going to use our own Raspberry Pi on that. They pop on out. Okay, sweet. So yeah, I just was curious for anyone that's wondering. Like, there's all these covers for the side, and I wanted to make sure that they can just sort of. Wait, are you sure they pop on after? Are you sure they pop on after? That feels pretty tight. They slide in really nicely. Okay, we got one person saying they pop on after. They do have little like grooves here though, which is kind of my concern. So if I get this lined up, I just want to check like. Okay, so it does seem like they can, like you said, pop on after. Want me to try and get Roger on the stream? You don't have to. I appreciate it. You don't have to bug him. I'm sure I'll get stumped plenty, and then I'll probably end up in the Discord later or something. But no, it's middle of the work week on a Wednesday. Popping on depends on the profile you've got. Okay. Let's see how well this does. Yeah, it seems like they'll be able to pop on, so I'm gonna say it's fine. It does take a little bit of force because there's sort of these grooves, but it doesn't seem to be an issue. Okay, so cool. So we can take off then. We can remove corner covers, and this pretty much gives us the frame. So the things I am curious about is like with these corner guys here, it looks like we can probably do. I want to see where we need heat inserts is kind of what I'm getting at. Let's see. What is this? Oh, there's the spool. Let's get rid of that. So we have frame, which is all of our extrusions. We have corners. Cool. So this is the centerpiece. What I really want to know is where we need heat inserts. Like, this doesn't show heat inserts, but I have to assume it's going to need heat inserts if this plate's threading into this. Unless it's just threading into plastic. I don't know how much of this build is That doesn't, that to me looks like it's probably heat inserts. What I'd like to do is get all these corner pieces basically and install heat inserts into them wherever they're needed. So let's see if I remove, okay, that's a nut. But it looks like to me heat insert, heat insert, heat insert, heat insert probably. Those colors look really good. You seeing the ones that I printed? If so, thank you very much. Not sure if it's been answered, but what the filament did you use for the printed parts? Both. Oh, I did. You know what? I screwed up. What I was starting to do was put the specific filament in the description of the video, and I will do that for next week's stream. But they're both Polymaker filaments, and this is Polymaker metallic green ABS. So it's really just like a nice, subtle kind of, I don't know, I'd almost call it like an army green, but a little bit darker with some sheen to it. And then this is the Galaxy orange ABS. So no sparkle in the metallic, just a bit of sheen, and then sparkle on the orange. So this is our primary color, and then this is our accent pieces. Okay, so let's see. I haven't gotten any feedback regarding the heat inserts, but I'm gonna assume it's probably, since it's based on kind of Voron-esque, and Vorons typically don't do a lot of threading directly into plastic, that it's probably, excuse me, it's probably heat inserts. Is there two sizes of heat inserts? It feels like there should be, but it doesn't look like there is. Okay, it looks like just one size of heat inserts. So let's get out. I don't think that's gonna fit a heat insert into it. That looks too small. So maybe that is self-tapping. This looks like it could take a heat insert, this guy right here. So I'm gonna think that's probably the one. But the other ones I'm actually thinking might be self-tapping. And now I'm confused about, it doesn't show hardware. Did I disable hardware, or is hardware something I'm going to be guessing with? Because that will be... Okay, so there's a hardware section. X nut. Threaded inserts, M3 threaded insert, M3 threaded insert, MG9. Yeah, foot plate doesn't show any hardware. It's M3 self-tapping. Okay, cool. So let's get out. There should be 6 of these guys. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. And 6. 1 second, y'all. That is an M5 self-tapping. Wait. You're saying that the foot is also self-tapping? So there's no heat inserts in this part? I wish it showed the hardware. Let's see what we have for self-tapping stuff then. Like if there is things that say self-tapping, or if it's just a standard thread going in. So these are just regular button heads. These are regular M3 sockets. We've got T-nuts, regular M3, button heads, button heads, button heads. So there's nothing in here that is specifically self-tapping, it doesn't look like. Other than, okay, we got M2s, which are probably for like clicky. Are you using Fysetc CAD? So I have both. I did, so this is Fysetc CAD, and this should be the latest from the actual Doron Velta, but when I looked at them, they were the same. There's still no... there's still no information. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. So sorry. This one was Fysetc, and this is the official one. And if you look at the feet, there's still no hardware in any of them. The feet with a nut, but the other hole seems like access hole for the extrusion. Oh, that's a good point. I don't think it's an access hole. It actually looks like it is. So this has to be the foot. So it looks like to me the foot is the access hole. Watch, let me show this. So we have 2 holes on the bottom. This one right here is where the nut goes in for the foot, but this is also perfectly in aligned with where the extrusion will be. And then there's another hole. Oh, it's not a hole, it's like a slot right here. And this is the one I'm thinking might need a heat insert. But if we remove this, let's go back to actually the Fysetc one, because I think that the Fysetc one, let's see. It doesn't look like it actually does anything. And even this doesn't have, oh, you can't see, damn it, sorry, I keep switching back and forth. So this is where the extrusion goes into, but even this doesn't seem to have any hardware, so I don't know. I don't know what hardware to use. Let's see if the actual, if this one has it, let's see. Oops. Yeah, there's no hardware. You need to do long extrusions and rails first. Okay. Does anybody know what the bolt is for this? I mean, it's got to be an M5. Let's see what we have. So these are M3, these are M3, these are M3. That's heat inserts. Wonder if it's these guys. So I'm trying to think. We would need 1, 2. So we would need 2 per. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 10 M520 socket heads. Let's also see how deep this goes in. That hole is 4.7, which is right size for M3. You're saying you're saying that this hole, the one that doesn't look like it has anything in it? 4.7, okay. Yeah, I don't know what that would be used for, because it seems like it'll be covered by the foot, but I'm just curious to see how deep this goes in. Okay, it goes all the way in, so it definitely could be this. So our options, let me see if I go like this. Yeah, really don't know. Kind of a roll of the dice. It could be, it's not that. So it's either going to be M5.8, M510, or M512 button head, or it's going to be an M520 socket head. The thing we have the most of is M512 button heads. And then M5 kind of goes downwards. So we have the most M5 12s, then M5 by 10s, and then M5 by 8s. I wonder if we can see what's used like elsewhere and kind of if there's socket heads used anywhere else. So like where is the... So let's remove you. You think it's M5, you think it's the socket heads? Because these look like they're only attached with button heads. So these extrusions are only button heads. So we've got enough of the long ones. I can't, there's no bolt, TT. I would totally measure it in Fusion. Well, I don't have Fusion, but I'd measure it in Shaper. So if you look at the best direction to see this is probably like this. This cavity is empty. Oh, you can't actually see that, can you? There we go. This cavity is empty. But if I'm looking around, like these 2040s are not attached to the ends. They're only attached with these like kind of through-hole ones. These are going to be, I'm assuming these are all going to be button head. You can see the button heads on those ones. So I'm not seeing those big socket heads used anywhere. Those are all buttons. So because the socket seems to thread in all the way, I'm kind of thinking that's what we'll just use and hope for the best. So M520, yeah, okay. That's what we'll do. That's what seems like it makes the most sense to me as well. So let's get a driver. And direction-wise, it shouldn't matter at this point. What is... So one thing I'm curious about is these slots right here. Check the old cat of the Delta, and the hole is for an M3 insert, and only use it on the top for attaching the... Oh, okay. I gotcha. So that means, because they probably did that to keep it simple. So all these parts are the exact same as far as I'm aware. And because of that, they just left it on there. That makes sense. Thank you for checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So the thing I'm not sure about though is this looks like a dovetail. Is that, you think that's for wires to pass? That does make sense. Yeah, it looks like it. You've got holes here. Okay. So those dovetails aren't, I just want to make sure that I didn't have to like put a bolt in there to help it slot in, but yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just for wiring. So let's get our first bolt and drop it through here. Oh man, my nose. Wires, cool. All right, perfect. I'm trying to think about what the easiest way is going to be to square this. I don't actually know. I'm going to leave these kind of loose right this second. We'll just get them in. Just get them in a little bit. First bolt, it's a big, yep. It's always, it took a while to get the first bolt in, but I just, because there isn't instructions, I wanted to make sure I was thinking things through. There is a cool new bug in exclude object on Clipper. I accidentally excluded all objects and the front head just, oh no. I've had that happen, not by removing all, but I know that when I was using the exclude object plugin before it was natively in Clipper, there was a few times where I removed an object and the hot end would like still go towards that object for a brief second and then kind of shimmy away. Like it didn't remove all the G code for the travel moves for it, so it did kind of a weird dance. Okay, so none of these are fully tight right now. I'm just leaving them like they're in, but we'll need to snug them up. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way to square those after. That'd be a funny GIF of the toolhead dancing around. How's everybody's week been going? I've got a few coworkers on the East Coast, and they said it's been abnormally warm, which has not been the case here in Idaho. It's been pretty dang chilly. But it's not square. Would you try triangle instead? Very clever. Yeah, it would be kind of cool if if this printed part on the sides of it had a similar slot to how the rest of these have, so that way it just sort of slot in and didn't have the play that it has. I just crashed my nozzle into my V's. Oh no. Like a bad crash? Like a damaged bed or damaged hot end? Or no, just a baby crash? You will block yourself off before you can square. I think you'll have to skew adjustment. Okay, so you're saying don't worry really about squaring too much? Just tighten it up as best I can. Yeah, because I'm just looking like there's not much that's like... There's not much to square it off of. Okay, just a scratch. Not the end of the world. I've got probably more scratch beds than not, so... we got some pretty crazy winds last night over here on the West Coast. Oh yeah, we did too. It's actually very windy right now. We've got... this house has a lot of vents, and so I hear one up here that's kind of flapping. I don't know if it's the bathroom vent or what, but same with downstairs. And then there's been a lot of creaking sounds. A little spooky, actually. A little spooky. It feels kind of, I know we're not in Halloween anymore, but it's definitely a little spooky over here. First day of snow in Denmark. Nice. Oh no, traffic. I spent a lot longer than I should have swapping out tool heads on my V2 yesterday because a beta board I'm testing wasn't playing nicely. Oh gosh. I haven't done a whole ton of moddy stuff lately that requires firmware and board stuff, which as much as I do enjoy it, has been a little bit nice. Still gonna, oh really? So it's bad enough you have to replace it? Can you just flip it over? It's not a dual-sided setup? Been a good week, but I built my underwire and now tuning it nice. That is a good week. Congrats on the new build. Okay. Oh my gosh, my nose. It's like someone's in my nose with a tiny feather just tickling. Like I don't understand. Hey, Ken's here. Late to the show, so watching at 2x speed. I talk fast as is, so I can only imagine listening to myself at 2x has got to be a little overwhelming. Okay, so you're saying right now we can't really do much to square it, so I'm just gonna have these laying flat, and I'm just gonna tighten. I'll press down. I'm not using any Loctite in this. It's plastic to. I also don't want to over tighten, so that's probably plenty. It's plastic into aluminum, so I don't want to risk getting any Loctite on the ABS or doing anything. It's extremely windy here in Louisiana, and the temps is amazing. 66 Fahrenheit must be nice. What's today like? Hold on, let me check really quick. I know next week we'll have like lows in the 20s. Right now, it's a really gloomy day. We're not going to see the sun today, which is a little depressing, but oh, it's in Celsius. How do I change it back? Ever since I went to China, it wants to show me temperature in Celsius everywhere now. Okay, it's 43 here, so it's, you know, it's not hot, but it's not as cold as it has been. But yeah, next week we're getting into like highs 43 a week from today, so it's gonna be chilly. My wife and kids are away for the, oh man, catching up with printers project. Yeah. Whenever Aaron has been gone and Jackson, and it's just me here, it's like extra squirrely. It always feels weird. It's quiet, so I usually have like YouTube's playing or something, and yeah, it's always a little weird. We got our first snow in Minnesota. Okay, wow, so we are getting snows. We are getting our first snows. What temp in Celsius? It's 6 Celsius. I can't do, like, Celsius is what I need for 3D printer temps. I couldn't convert it. And when we were in China, I was getting a, like, somewhat decent of gauging, like, okay, that's hot, that's cold, because our thermostat in the, like, hotel room was, you know, in Celsius, but I can't get a gauge that well. Like, 6C sounds cold. Currently -1 Celsius. Ooh, that sounds cold. Mid 30 C's here. Wow, that sounds lovely. Tropical rain in the afternoons. Yeah, one of my coworkers is in Australia, and we had a team video call yesterday, and it looked lovely. It looked really nice. I'm beyond glad Fahrenheit didn't take off in the 3D. Yes. It feels weird to me, like, even so, some things I do, like, I don't know, it's so, once it hits a certain scale, I'm better with inches. Like, I've been doing some, like, laser, I have a laser video coming up in a couple weeks on a huge CO2 laser I've been testing, and for some of that stuff, I'm like, no, I need inches so I can gauge it, but under a certain, like, I would say 300 millimeters and below, Celsius, nope, that's not right. Millimeters is, I feel pretty confident with, just because that's sort of the range I've mostly used millimeters with. 55 here in Central Cali. Okay, so not super hot, but not awful. As you go further into the building, I think the best you can do is measure the distance between those centers once you add the, okay, we'll do our best. Thank you for the input, John. 21.5 C is the ideal temperature for hotel rooms. Yeah, we were close to, if I'm not mistaken, 1 second here. 30 C to, I think it's 90. Yeah, our hotel room never got below 29 or 28 Celsius. I don't know whether our unit was busted or like what the deal was, but I like sleeping in a snow, like blizzard, cold temperature wise. And so it was not ideal. I had a hard time sleeping in the hotel room. It was a very nice hotel, but man, when you're warm and like kind of sweaty and you're trying to sleep, it's just, I don't know, I have a really hard time drifting off. Body temp is 36 C. It's so cold here, I had to defrost my car this morning. Wow. -40 is -40 no matter what. 30 Fahrenheit here. Okay, so yeah, you're at freezing. You're below freezing temp. When you get to low, it doesn't matter whether F or C. As a Canadian engineer, having to use both all the time sucks. It gets very confusing when half your clients use metric and other imperial. Yeah, I know a lot of guys in my work that do machining. They use metric for most everything, but for some reason, like machining with CNC, they seem to use imperial mostly. 51 in Portland, Oregon. Been raining the last few days, but it's, well, yeah, wet season. Okay, so I think someone mentioned that you're saying the next step before we do anything else is probably best to get the linear rails. Is that correct? I wasn't planning on doing that, but if that's the case, we will get our clean on. Man, these look, these are cool, man. Like, I don't know, it's just after building so many Core XY and you know, i3 style printers, like, just like this is the first part we built. It's not like any other build we've done ever, so it's really fun, the variation. I appreciate it. Hey, Los is in the house. How's it going, man? All right, so let's, oh, thank God, they included these little little dummy guys. I love these for getting everything back together. So let me dump all of the leftover positron parts into a drawer. This looks like this will work. A lot of that stuff was like duplicate prints I did or older parts. Okay, let's put a paper down so if we drop a ball, you have to get them on because it will be much more difficult later in the build. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. I won't argue with that. Scissors. Oop. So let's start by just taking these all out carefully as I drop the damn zombie rail. It's okay. Craigie, how's it going? Hello all, love that you're doing a stream on this printer, very curious about it. Yeah, ever since I saw this, but it was really when I saw a zombie build it, I was like, oh dude, like it's adorable, it's a Delta, like how freaking cool is that? So I've been, I've had it here for some months now. Fysetc had reached out saying that they had a kit and were wondering if I wanted to build it, and I said, yeah, but it's interesting, like some companies will reach out and they'll, you know, say, hey, like we're doing this, so, you know, is there interest in some sort of a build or whatever? And they'll take like a month or two to send it. And so I don't have ever a good gauge. While Fysetc, on the other hand, like I was like, yeah, that sounds like something that we could probably do when we're done with our current build. And then like, you know, I mean, I'm probably exaggerating a little bit, but you know, it felt like 48 hours later it showed up and I'm like, oh my God, we've still got to build a full positron. We were like mid Milo, which still needs, I have to swap out the board. Still it's staring at me, and me and Alan are gonna do a collaborative like wrap up stream on it, but I just, time, there's not enough hours. Have you seen the Fire Ant printer? I have not. No, have I seen? What is it? What kind of printer is it? I built the Doron Velta, oh, 06. You're saying you're not sure if rails are the best thing now. Why would it be better to do it later in your opinion? Because I think it was John was saying that it's difficult to like access them later. Okay, do I want to mark this with a marker? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let's first just wipe off the rails to get rid of anything that's on them. Like, I should have grabbed more paper towels. Let's grab the whole roll so I'm not yo-yoing back and forth for more paper towels. How many 90-degree angles are on a Delta just between the plate and the uprights? How many 90-degree angles just between the plate and the uprights? I don't know. Oh my God, Phoenix but micron size? No, I haven't seen that. How adorable. It's done or is it in progress? I love the baby printers, man. They're just so cute. All right, let's call that good for us. Yeah, I do get rid of some stuff. Definitely some cred coming off. I'm looking at getting a power supply for my stealth changer, and I can't decide on a UHP 500 or HEP. Does anyone have Ooh, I don't. I've seen discussions about the two different types. I know that someone was saying like with Meanwhile power supplies, there's like one type that's not allowed in EU or something like that. I don't know. I think it was Adam over at Vector 3D that I saw discussing it at one point, but I really don't know the details. TT says check Discord. All right, take a quick peek. It was built. Oh, this is under here. Did you send it? Is it a DM you sent? I don't see it. It's under live streams? No. I don't see it. Oh, Doomcube Discord. Gotcha. Okay, I'll take a look at it a little later then. It'll take me a while to find it. Oops, that's me. Okay, so let's go ahead and... That was directed... Okay, gotcha. It's hard to keep up with chat. I kind of jump. Okay, so I don't know. A lot of times my Sharpie mark ends up rubbing off on this, but I do try to take the block off and put it on in the same direction on each rail. It's kind of a Steve thing. But a lot of times the Sharpie mark ends up coming off. So if it doesn't work out, then I won't lose sleep over it, but I'll at least put a Sharpie mark on each of these. So 2 marks for this one, and then we'll do a triple mark on this one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Does it really matter? I kind of don't think so, but I've been doing it a little bit lately. I'm not on your Discord, it's on the Doom Cube Discord. Gotcha. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull this off carefully. Okay. Yeah, and I'm just gonna try to apply grease directly to the balls and hope we don't pop out balls. At least in this case, putting the rails back on should be really simple. I don't remember if I like to use needle nose tweezers. I think we'll try needle nose tweezers to move the balls. I can zoom in a little bit. Burp. Boy, that's a lot of grease. And I popped one out. I don't love this method of taking the blocks out and doing it. Like, it kind of gotten in the habit of doing it. Yeah, the balls are popping out. This sucks. It feels overkill compared to just like just spraying or just pushing a bunch of grease in from the backside. I'm curious. Let's do a bit of a survey. What do you guys do? I grease to the rail holes. Yeah. I honestly think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do the same thing right now. These are pretty small balls, and I can already tell this is going to be quite an uphill battle. So I think I'm going to do the same thing. Let me remove a bit of this grease. Oh, there's a ball that came with it, so let's not do that. On larger rails, this is fairly simple to do, but on some like this, it's just not simple to do. So let's see if I can get... Yeah, that was fine. Okay, I'm gonna put this back on. Yeah, I think in this case, I'm just gonna push a bunch of grease. Yeah. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? I am. So this needs to go like this. Okay. Yeah, let's not do that. With these little rails, it's gonna take me forever. Does that carriage have a grease port? It doesn't. It doesn't. I checked that as I was taking it off. There's no ports on the sides. So that would be nice. One thing I would love to do is, so the issue I've had with going through the back hole is like I've got this little syringe, which makes it really difficult to get, you know what I can do? I wonder if I can just take off this needle portion. Does it pull out? No, I think I have to actually screw it like this. I don't know if that's gonna be, yeah, I think that's too wide. So I bought one of these a long time ago. First plate of turtle box. Ooh, nice. I do. That's what I was gonna say. So I bought one of the ones that Mandic had recommended, and I still have not used it. So we can use this for the first time. And I've got the mobile EP2. I will say right now, I have no idea how to load this though. Filling instructions. So it looks like basically just take the thing off. Is that really it? Just take the thing off and then just put it in here? Well, I don't know what's the easiest way to get the grease into the damn thing. That's something I'm sort of curious about. Like, I have the grease here. I would think I'm gonna need some kind of like a spoon almost, like a scooper. I've got this tiny little, this guy might work. I've got this little spatch. I just took it out the other day. Let's see if we can do this. The size is actually kind of perfect. We'll just dump some in there. Need a plunger. Spatula works, heck yeah. Yeah, we'll just do this. Wait, rip what? Rip the side of this thing? Oh, you mean to get down to it? I don't know if we'll need that much. Let's just see. We shouldn't need that much for 3 rails. This is actually working a lot better than I sort of anticipated. If only you were surrounded by machines that can make what you need. You mean use 3D printers for things other than 3D printer upgrades? Blasphemy. Yeah, this is definitely different grease than the stuff I've been using. I feel like that's tons of grease. Let me push it down just a little bit more. Okay, I think I'm calling that enough. Not break that or damage that. Okay, that feels like that was a ton of grease. It should last us quite a long time, even with going from the rail. So I'm gonna stick this guy in here for right now. Looks tasty. I know if I'm gonna get something broken in the house because it means I can fix it with 3D printers. Yeah, when we were renting, we had that quite a bit. I haven't done a whole lot here. I mean, organization stuff for me and for Erin as well. Like her tea, all of her tea bags downstairs are in 3D printed little cubbies and stuff. And I was excited that she asked for that. 'Cause she doesn't usually ask for things. I'm like, tell me, like, we have 3D printers and lots of material. Like, what do you need? I used M520s for the corners. Hopefully that was right, the socket heads. Okay, so the last question I have is, the bottom of this instructions looks like someone's pushing from the bottom up. So should I be getting something and shoving it in there to kind of compress the grease towards the top? That makes sense to me. Just get like this. Oh. Okay, yeah, that seems right. All right, let's see how it goes. We're gonna blast. This is the brute force method. Is grease coming out? I don't. Okay, there's no grease coming out yet. You just keep plunging it. What am I doing wrong? Hey, how's it going? You came in at an awkward timing. Yeah, we haven't done a whole lot so far. I think you need to purge more air. So can you just keep going? Pump it up. All right. Still nothing. I can push harder. Maybe I need to push harder on the bottom of this thing? I don't know. Push on bottom. Oh, okay. I definitely pushed a bit harder. Okay, all right. Let's see. There ain't no way. That was a lot of force. Well, this is why I use my syringe method. I don't know. Push and pump. Wait, push and pump at the same time? That's just to get it started, I'm assuming, though, right? Read the instructions on the side. Okay. Feed in. you tell me read the instructions. Look at these instructions, guys. Come on, hold on. Look at these things. All right. It shows take the top off. Pack it with grease. It looks like that's just smacking it down with grease. And then this one, he's just pushing on the bottom, but not pumping at all. So the instructions are not helpful here. I am oh, hold on. We're making, it's getting a little bit. Okay, I think we're making some progress, maybe. Okay, all right. She blows. All right, we're good. Okay, that was a lot of grease. I just saw it pop through. Okay, I like this method. I already like it. That was a lot of grease. It's one of those things, right? Like, I've never used this before, so I have no idea. But that seemed good. I'm probably gonna take gloves after we do this, and then just take the excess and rub it on the rail. That way the rail has a little bit more grease on it as well. All right, round 2. Oh yeah, that I feel confident is actually filling. This is much better than how I was trying to do it with that syringe before from the back. Oop. There we go. Let's do this side. Oh yeah, that's, yep. You can like see it coming out of all the pockets. All right. Well, that was exciting. Thank you. That's kind of a game changer for cleaning rails for me. Okay, so let me get some gloves on so I can just rub that grease in. I mean, I'm still gonna end up getting grease on my hands, but let's at least start a little cleaner. All right. Just don't let, yeah, I won't let, when Steve's here, we'll take it off and we'll make fun of my inability to keep the balls from popping out. Should fill it in the hole on the side of the carriage too. There is no hole on the side of the carriage on these ones. Where is this coming from? What do you mean nice? John! Hey, tripods. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna put some on my finger and just kind of rub it in a little bit down because it's all sort of pulled. Let's take this off really quick so we can move our block. There we go. All the grease. The greasiest of rails. These holes for the screws are filled with grease, but that's okay. Okay. Oh, the grease pump. On Amazon. I can link you later if you remind me. I'll find it on Amazon. But when I was doing the stream with Alan for the Milo, he was using that, and I was like, oh man, that looks awesome. So he had posted it back then, and a lot of people purchased it, including me. I bought that and like the EP2 grease, and I've still been using my old method of taking the rails off and manually applying to the balls, which oh, I mean, I don't think it's a bad method. It's just, it's tricky. These are relatively small rails and they were popping out, and I mean, this is such a quicker method. It's kind of described as like brute force, you know, just pressing a lot of grease into the cavities very quickly. So, okay, I'm gonna take my gloves off, although I know I'm just gonna get grease right back on my hands when I touch these rails, but that's okay. Are grease guns that much better than syringes? So, I've used a syringe for the last year here. I'm gonna really quickly go. I petition will blow my nose. Let me mute it. Okay, I'll finish my thought in a second here. So I've used syringes for years, and I think they work fine. I think my biggest issue is that the viscosity of the grease I've been using is it's incredibly thick, and so it's been a nightmare trying to push it through this small needle tip. So if you're able to find a syringe with a different adapter, and actually Pi at one point had given me a larger one, I just don't know what the heck I did with it. It's probably a lot easier, but I've just been fighting for the last, you know, years. This thing was completely full with feeding the grease through this tiny little needle. So I think syringes, I mean, whatever works, right? If you're not having issues, there's no need to get something different. And Phil just said that AliExpress has the same pump for a third of the price. So if it's not an emergency thing, like, I would just find the cheaper one. So I manually applied to the balls this time around slower, but felt like I saved time with cleanup. Yeah. What do you normally use? Have you used the grease gun before? Whatever works for, you know, whatever works for everyone. I mean, Mandic has a background in cars. I would think that probably has a part to play because you can't super use a syringe in that application. Yeah, I agree with that. Yep. Okay. So I've got rails pretty much ready to be installed. One person said rails now. One person said that they don't think the rails should go on now. So I'm not exactly sure what the call is. I think the creator was in here, and I'm curious to know whether they think that the rails should go on now or later. It looks like, let's see, can I get rid of, if I get rid of this. So it looks like we're not bottoming it out. So the one kind of question I'm gonna have then is, how do I know, like, it's clearly not centered, right? Like, if you look at the rail where it's at here, it's pretty close to, you know, this printed part. But if we go up to the top, there's a stopper there, and there's a lot more of a gap. I use a syringe without the needle tip. It fits in the hole pretty well. Okay, cool. All right, maybe that's the case then. I'm excited for the Velta. Hopefully it's a good build. I am excited. Was there a tool in the repo? Was there a tool in the repo? That I don't know. I printed everything from here. Which doesn't look like it. I don't see any tools. Was there a tool in the official repo that I missed? I don't see a tool there. Hey, aliens made it. What's going on? Use the Voron repo. Wait, do you mean just a centering, like a centering tool for the rail? I think I did have that. I'm almost positive I printed that out. I thought you meant like, so that way I know the, like, how height it needs to be at on the rail. Also, hey Killa. Let's I don't want to just dump everything out, but let's see what I've got in this box though. I'm almost positive that I saw rail centers at some point, but I could be wrong. With all the builds we've done, they kind of blend some of them. I'm actually not seeing I've actually not seen those centering jigs. No, I guess it was another build. Okay. My rails are just touching a little bump on the top. Okay, so if I go ahead and print out the little 2020 rail jigs, can we continue on, or do we have to pause and do the rails? And what size rails are these? I'm just trying to, so that way I can find the right jig. Does anybody have a link by chance to the, does anybody have a link to the tool? I'll get it printing right now. There we go. Not left from other builds. I don't know. They would be, I'm trying to, what have we built lately? We've got positron parts here. We've got Prusa parts here. We got more positron parts here. I don't think so, man. Stuff like that doesn't usually get held onto, which is dumb. I should just have, honestly, like I should just keep, I should print out all the sort of common ones and just keep them in a box somewhere with how many builds we do, but no, I don't think I do. Easy. I don't think so. I can run just for fun. I can run down to the garage. There's one spot where I could think they might be, but we built most of those printers before I moved, and a lot of stuff got misplaced or discarded in the move. So let me run down. If somebody has the model and they want to post in Discord, just in case I don't find it, please do. And then let me go see if I find it. I'll be right back. One sec. No, the box set I can recall some of the leftover 2.4 and VZ parts is not where I thought it would be, or it's not here at all. So, okay, yeah. So did anyone post it? Let me see. Live streams. Okay, so that's the grease gun. It's the same size as 2.4, right? I think that's the same size as the... Looks like same size as the Z-Rails.
No pineapple on pizza fund. Warning sign. Pineapple.
Thank you very much for the donation, John. I will not get pineapple on pizza today. I think we have pepperoni in the freezer, so that's probably what we'll have. Born 2.4 GitHub. Yeah, after all the feedback, I removed ads from the streams altogether. So they're as soon as the stream ends, they're on the VOD just like a regular YouTube video. But for the sake of the stream and everyone's user experience, I ended up fully removing them. So okay. MGN 9 is what it should be, right? It's got to be MGN 9s. Yeah. MGN 9 rail guide. Oh, that was from last week. Let's see. This is what, the X1 Carbon. Let's see, discard, bam, delete, device. Hello. Did we freeze? What's going on here? What? What's going on here? Orca. Oh, that's not why. Come on, you know you're secretly a pineapple lover on pizza.
Thanks for the removal, smiley face.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, nice. Yeah, I mean, it did, like, ads during the stream did, like, bring in some income, but based off all the complaints, like, I was trying to balance it, right? Like, at one point, I think the ads were fine, but YouTube kept changing things and giving me less and less control about when they would be inserted, so after all the feedback, I just was like, it's not freaking worth it, man. I don't, like, the first and foremost is, like, making sure it's a positive experience, and then after that, we'll figure out the monetizing aspect of it. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of views do end up coming in after the stream's posted, so I figured, what the heck, like, on VODs, it's there because that's just the way it is, but, yeah, I'm glad we were able to get rid of them too, because I know that it would bug me as well. Why is this not... Dude, Orca is being really buggy today. What? Okay, that's because I clicked that. Resync, compare presets. Where's resync? Isn't this resync? Yeah, here we go. Resync. Okay. MG Unreal Guide. There we go. And then I think number 1 is ABS. So yep, we'll do generic ABS, standard, cool. Cool, 16 minutes. Bed leveling's fine. We don't need to do anything else. Great, let's run it. Thanks for not airing the ads. I was watching the video and I got a Bamboo Lab ad every minute, so naturally I'm going to get another 4 on it. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think of myself as fairly reasonable, and with enough feedback, like, it was bugging enough people where I'm like, something's got to give. And then, actually, when I was at, when I was at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest, I was talking to Grant, and I think it was Grant and Nero, and they mentioned to me that there was a way where you could have it set up where you, like, have ads on, but they don't insert, and then it just auto adds them after the stream's done. And I was like, okay, that sounds like the best of both worlds. And so when I got back from that, that was in May. I think we've had it since May or so. So it's been a while. I maybe just haven't noticed. Blessed is the ad blocker. Yeah, except YouTube has said they're going to be cracking down on it. So I just don't know how effective long-term that'll be. I didn't see you hit 8K. Yeah, that was, I think a week or 2 ago, maybe. These squirrel, thank you. Do 3, these rails are long. Probably not a horrible idea. I can do that. So is there something else we can work on though while this is happening? I'm wondering, like, if we can start assembling the tool head. Like, I don't want to stall. I'll do 3. We're doing 3 of the, I kind of agree the rails are long and not very wide. So having it confined at 3 spots is probably not a bad idea. You know that I'm only here to see when you will start to push heat set inserts in. I know. You can create a fund like 3D Musketeer streams. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for now, like, I mean, I appreciate all the support that everyone shows through every, any avenue. So right now, I don't know. I haven't done like a let's reach this goal for the month thing, but who knows what the future has in store. Oh, see if you can measure the rail end. That's a good point. Let's try this. Okay. Let me hide this part of the frame so we got a better view. Okay, so let's see if we can just go distance from this face to the top of this as a reference. If I could get that value, then I could actually just, I mean, that would be another thing to print out, right? Just like a small block. So let's see, measure. We want point-to-point measurement. We want to measure, we'll do from back of, well, let's do center of, actually, yeah, let's do from this right here. Okay. To right here. That doesn't look like no, that's not at all what I want to do. All right, let's try it again. Can I just select the face? Okay, cool, that works. Nope, that doesn't work. Point to point means I have to select a point. Okay, let's try. The other thing I could probably do is just extrude the distance. Like, let's see, what does that look like? Nope, it's still not straight like I want. Did you forget the part to support the end stop? I think no, that's just the orange piece, right? I think I just removed that from view. Yeah, that's this guy. I have these parts printed. I'm pretty sure it's just these guys. I just removed it so we had a better view. Okay, so what if I just do extrude from here? Nope, that's not what I want to do. Man, what is the easiest way to do this? In Fusion, I would know how to do this right away. Offset face is just going to extend it, which we don't want to do. In Fusion, I would just click extrude from here to here, new body, and that would tell me. Can I see a picture of mine? You are missing a part in the CAD. You can add the rails now. You will have to adjust later. Okay, do you think it's okay, since if we're going to adjust the rails later, if I just install them right now and don't worry about centering or height, but just literally place them on the extrusion, can I pop the little aligning pieces on, loosen it up, and do the height later? So we're trying to figure out what the rails zombie. I didn't print out the centering jigs for the rails, so we're printing those out right now. But then also, it doesn't, like, I'm trying to figure out what distance I need from, wait a minute. Does it just bottom out on this? It just bottoms out on this, doesn't it? I didn't even see that. Just put it on and adjust later. Okay, let's just do that then. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. It looks like this is probably what I'm gonna drop it down to. It'll be a pain to have those installed now and build the rest of the printer first. All right, John's saying to put them on now, but I've seen 2 people say that don't put them on now. I'm torn on what to do. I'm thinking about just loosely putting them on right now. Flip a coin. It's pretty easy, just tilt it on its side once it's built. Do it later, it'll be fine. Okay, we're doing it later. We're doing it later. Okay, so then next step is what? We've got the 3 sides on, is it 2040 time? I would think it's probably 2040 time. My plan is build frame first. So right now we've inserted the long pieces. So the next I would want to do is the cross pieces. Gravity is your friend now. That's one thing I don't understand though. When you're saying gravity is your friend, can't you just install these from the side? They're just, let me see. So we need M3 T-nuts for this. These seem to go in pretty easily from the side. Yeah, these go in really easily on these extrusions. Run the wiring from the top to the bottom before you secure the top and bottom plate. I can still do the triangle cross beams, right, Killa? Like, it's fine to do that now. You're just saying before I actually put, or are you saying to do the run the wires right this second? Okay, so you're saying next thing I should do is run wiring. Okay. So the thing I'm curious about then is with wiring. Boy, there's a lot of stuff. All right, let's hide that. Okay, so Pi's going up here, so we don't have to worry about any motor stuff. So the only thing I would think we really need to run is it mostly just the power supply? Like just the power wires from the base up? And then limit switches maybe too? Cross beams, okay, cool. Okay, let's do cross beams and then we'll do it. I think what you're saying is before we put the plate, like the mounting plate, at least for the top, to run the, oops. I think you're saying before we put the plate, this guy in place, it kind of blocks things, is to run some wires. So let's do the cross beams next. That way we've got sort of the form of this coming together. And are all these 2040s the same size? Sure looks like it. Yeah, they are. No matter how you build it, it'll make good content. Yeah, you're not wrong. I do like the idea of not building it more than once or so. Okay, so let's start with looking at the bottom of this. Okay, it doesn't show T-nuts in these holes, but I'm gonna have to assume it's probably the smallest of T-nuts. So it looks like here, let me move the rails. Yeah, or so is the keyword there. Okay, so it looks like we're just gonna slot a T-nut into here and then use, it's gotta be an M, that looks like an M3 hole. So M3 T-nut. Okay. Oh, I think I see what you mean by gravity is your friend. This is what you meant. Okay, so it's because these are, like the last couple builds, these have been so tight that you have to move them by hand. But in this case, these are so loose that they slide. But as long as I can lay the machine on its side, I can still use gravity to my favor. The hole in the foot on screen. This hole? No, you're saying this hole is the pass-through. Back here, right? Because there's kind of like this dovetail, I saw it earlier up top here, which is, someone mentioned, is for the wires. You're not a DIY 3D printer until you realize you need to take apart 4 hours of work. Oh, that is too relatable. Okay, so now if these are M3 screws, I just need to figure out what size. I'm gonna guess it's probably M3 6s. Let's see, let me get a driver. Big hole, yep. M3 8s, cool, thank you. So not M3 6s, M3 8s. M38888. These guys, tons of M38s. Okay, and I'm probably gonna do the same thing here where I just kind of loosely install this. Let me know if I've got autofocus still on, and if that gets annoying, let me know and I can do manual focus. Okay, inserts are printing. Why is this not going through? There we go. Yeah, the gravity's your friend thing's making a lot more sense now. Okay. So, I'm just gonna kind of press this up against the printed part for now. Yeah. So somebody remind me that I have not fully tightened this. Like it's tight, but it's not fully, like I'm gonna wanna probably adjust it later. I just think that I'll likely flip it on its side once it's all connected together. Yeah, so next we'll do this piece, which is gonna go like, am I screwing this up already? I think I am screwing this up already. It needs to be on the outside. Yep. Yep, other channel. Yep. Okay. I wonder if it's actually easier for me to install the T-nut onto the printed part and then slide it in like I just did. It might be. We'll see. Okay. Hey, GPs is in the house. How's it going, man? Happy Wednesday. Let's scoot this out of the way. Okay. One more of these. I'm gonna try it by just putting the screw through and putting the nut on a couple turns. Very good, thank you. Nice, good to hear. Pretty good, man. I'm on like the last segment of whatever thickness I caught when I was in China, or maybe it wasn't even China. Maybe it was at the airport traveling. I don't know. Which is nice, and my sleep schedule is getting. Oops, come on. My sleep schedule is getting back on track, which is a huge relief because last week's stream I was smiling on the outside as much as I could, but inside was like, I am exhausted. So I almost took like a 6 o'clock nap last night, but I didn't. I powered through it. I'm thankful I did because it's the naps that screw up my, the naps that really screw up my schedule. There we go. Yeah, I think that might be the easier way of doing this is putting it on first. Hold on. Also, what time is it? It is almost 1. Okay, in 30 minutes, remind me to open up the giveaway link. The giveaway for Polymaker filament. Okay. That is in. Without melatonin. I was very close to ordering it nice. I think the Wednesday night stream, last Wednesday I also slept awful again. So after that night I was like, okay, I might just order it. But the following night I was able to just sleep, so it didn't end up being necessary. Germ tube? Well, you did spend a lot of time in the germ. Is that what you call airplanes? Yeah, the whole way there and the whole way back, you just hear like lots of people coughing, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. That's not probably a good sign. Okay. Oh, come on. I might need to get my other, this driver with a ball end, because you're kind of going at an angle. Yeah, let's try the ball end. Airplane, yeah, that's a great, tighten until you hear a crack, then back, perfect. Yeah, it's funny, I'm usually the one that's like, in videos, tutorials, like, don't tighten too hard because it's plastic, and then I'm the one that ends up freaking cracking the part. I'm like, oh, maybe I should practice what I preach a little bit. Okay, I did tighten that one fairly tight, which probably wasn't necessary since I'm gonna loosen these up. I think once I'll get the top and the bottom of this, and then I'll loosen all of them and kind of try to like press them together as much as I can, apply some sort of pressure. At least that's currently my thought process. Let's do, yeah, let's turn this like this. I guess I didn't tighten it that tight because it's still got wobble, but all right. Triangles, man. Two ugga-duggas. I talked to Steve a little bit, I think yesterday. He's over, I think most people here know, but he's over at Formnext, and it looks like he's having a great time, which I figured he would. One, there's just a lot of, it's, you know, new place, Germany, which is freaking cool. And also all of the, you know, releases and stuff. There's just a lot of cool freaking stuff. Did I do this wrong? Why does this not feel, we'll just tighten it up a little bit. It looks like he's having a good time. Joel always has a great stream at Fornext. Yeah, I haven't caught it this year, but I've seen some in the previous years, and it is a really good stream. Okay, so, oh, let's not do that. That's a lot of weight. So let's prep the last two nuts and screws. An advantage goes to the, I've never flown anything other than like whatever basic class is called. I'm always like group 8 in the most basic of class for flying. So I don't know. I know that on the flight to China, I got to see like, I've never seen what international first class looks like, but when we were exiting the plane, we had both slept like crap, and they were like, oh yeah, like next time get one of our, like, whatever, they had a name for them. Boy, did it look fancy. I could see it for an international trip. A lot of the domestic flights, I'm like, yeah, it's not that long of a flight, but man, for international flight. Okay, so for this last one, I think I'll just preload it and not do this way, because it's gonna be a little bit trickier. You know what, I should have probably done on both. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can slide this side right, yeah. There we go. Okay. Okay, I could use a third hand right about now. Here we go. Okay. Okay. I think we got it. So yeah, we'll definitely, it's semi-tight right now, but we're gonna loosen all this up, but I'm just gonna worry about getting the top half on. All right, but we do have a triangle. If anyone doesn't believe me, we do indeed have one triangle, so that is very, very exciting. All right, more of these cross braces. So let's do, I think for these ones I'll preload. That's what kids are for. Yeah, Jack's time will come. Hey, hold this screw. Hey, grab my wrench. He's tried. He tries to help where he can. He definitely does. The other day I was trying to tell him to get something, and he was really, oh wait, this is not. He was trying his hardest. He does, when he doesn't get something, Aaron's like taught him to do this. He goes like, and so I was like, get the, I think it was like one of his like toy balls or something like that. I was like, hey, get that red ball over there. And he like kept walking around it and was like, it was funny. It was pretty funny. The Bermuda Triangle. The bed doesn't look, it's not. The bed is not level yet, zombie. I know. I'm sorry. Daddy needs a beer, please. We got our daughter some play tools. Oh, cool. I think that maybe that'll be a Christmas gift for him. I did order him last week because he has a lot of energy, and when my parents watched him, they took him outside like every day, running around and walking and, you know, doing outdoor stuff. But with work and, oh cool, our little jigs are done. With work and the cold weather, I have not really wanted to go outside other than like mailbox. And so I was like, we gotta get something for him so that way he can burn some energy. So we got him a little Tykes basketball hoop, which is just these like 3, you know, kind of inflatable bouncy balls. And dude, I've been having so much fun with it. It's been a lot of long shots from across the kitchen island. And he likes it too, so I'm pretty pumped. But yeah, tool set, he's seen me like use the measuring tape quite a bit for just pretty much hanging up crap on the walls. And he loves the measuring tape. He'll walk around, pull out the measuring tape, put it up against the wall, and I'm like, you measuring stuff, buddy? And he's, yeah. So I think a tool set would be a lot of fun. He tends to grab the mallet in the garage when the toolbox is open. I'm like, hey, that's not a toy, bud. So I could, excuse me, I could definitely see him liking that. My kid loved that one. Oh, the little Tykes. I think my parents said I had the little Tykes basketball hoop as a kid. So, yeah, it's definitely an oldie but a goodie. Oh, come on, Daniel. Oh, gotta get on its level. See if I can align the hole too. There we go. Now, if I pop the screw in, it should go right in. God. I think I got it. Yeah, buddy. Oh no, the T-nut didn't. Come on, T-nut. Gotta go home, bud. Gotta go home. Dude. How is this not in alignment? Or is it? I just need to keep tightening it. Nope, it is not aligned. I don't understand right now what's going on. Oh, it is aligned. Okay, I just had to keep tightening it. There we go. Okay, so let's loosen you a hair. Oh, these are all loose. That's Okay, so I'm just gonna tighten these right now. I will be loosening them, but just to keep things kind of together as I'm tightening the other two sides. There we go. All right, spin it. Hey, Vikings in the house. How's it going, man? The kids' tool sets are awesome. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. So Dad is stealing his kids. It's pretty funny. Jack's very peculiar, and so I'll grab a basketball and he'll say, no, 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 no. And then he'll run up to me and he'll have a basketball and he'll take my basketball and give me his basketball. And I'm like, okay, can I shoot this one? Yeah. But like every once in a while I'll grab a basketball and no, 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 no. And he has to swap it out. I'm like, is this the lucky one? Is this the non-lucky one? Like, I don't know what's going on. We are kids good for it. What are kids good for if not free labor? Nice to see another video other than positron that I will never get. Yeah, I'm still waiting. I think Nomad shipped out the new positron fan. I'll probably end up doing a video on it at some point. I do think it's definitely, it's one of those builds that's like more of a fun build than anything else. There will be some people that will find actual practical use for a positron. You know, if you really are traveling a lot and need something that can kind of condense. But I do think that for most people, it's kind of more of just a fun build, which is really, I mean, this is not much different for me. Like this Delta, Baby Delta is more of a just for the fun thing. So having the different options is a lot of fun. Oh, trades, my kid doesn't have popsicles. Is that what you call it, trades? That's funny. Yeah, I guess I mean, that's what it is. He's trading. I just don't get why. Like it feels like the way he says, no, 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 no. It feels like very passionate. Like this is not the basketball for me. Like, I'm like, what? It's like, it's the same. They come from the same package. Like they look the exact same. They're not even different colors. Like, I don't get it, man. But he apparently does. So who's to say I'm right? Okay. God, dude. Getting these screws into the hole is a little challenging. Here we go. Oh, get out of here. Dude. I don't think you could, maybe you saw that. It literally went in and then said, nah, man, not today. Come on, baby. Come on. There we go. Now getting it aligned with the T-nut is the next challenge. There we go. I think, yep, there we go. Okay. All right, one down. We got 3 to go. Oh, let me change the music. We gotta put boss mode music on because it feels like we're fighting the triangle boss. There we go. Vinny's back. Are you planning on enclosing it? That is the plan. Which is the first time I've seen someone building one. If it's a positron could print TPU, I would 100% have it for functional. Yeah, it's definitely not a TPU printer. That extruder, the way it needs to tighten, like, I mean, I think have I seen someone print TPU on it? But I wouldn't, like, it would not be my choice for TPU. Definitely not. Bill's, yeah, I do plan on enclosing it. It came with panels for it. Is there a reason I shouldn't enclose it? Is that, I don't know, I couldn't tell if like you were inferring something with that or if it was just more of a general question. It came with like black panels for top and bottom and then clear panels for the sides. Does it have a door or is it just like panels on all sides? That's something I don't know. Okay, so these are in enough for now. Last triangle, and then I'll loosen it and tighten it again. Ah, it's so freaking cool. It's so fun building, like, it's just so, it's different, man. It's so different. Do the instructions say to enclose it after delta leveling? The tool head will hit the panels. Interesting. I don't know. Do the instructions say to enclose it after delta? I don't think it says, there's not much instructions for this, so I don't know. Hey, Maurice! You're saying the tool head will hit the panels. You mean like just as it goes to the farther parts of the platform, or? Enclosed, okay, enclosed will lose some travel. Interesting. Do you know how much? Maybe it's probably, that is probably the decision maker for me. If it's just a little bit, then maybe not, but if it's substantial, the actual enclosed build volume is tiny. Okay, well maybe I won't enclose it. I don't know. I liked the idea of enclosing it, but I also don't want to lose a lot of build volume, considering it's not exactly massive to begin with. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. Did you self-source yours, Zombie? I feel like you had to have, because you built it really early on. Okay, let's see if I can get this screw in. There we go. Oh shoot, come on. Okay, I think I got it in. Yep. Okay, last one. Last one. This needs to come out a little bit. Okay. I got the bed as soon. I got the bed as soon as it was released. Where did you order your bed from? Okay, so we've got a triangle. Whew. We have got a triangle, and everything is still, so the verticals are tight, but the cross beams are not at all, really. So my next plan is just to loosen all the 6 screws on all of them and kind of try to press them together and do my best to kind of get it even. I don't know. I assume we're gonna have to do a fair bit of adjustment later on. So let's see, loosen you, loosen you, loosen you. And loosen you, okay. So I think what I'll do is like press it up against me. Let me see if I can do this. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this. It's flat against this, and I'm gonna press it up against me so that way I know it's at least fully pressed up against the printed part. Okay. I heard a crunchy sound that I didn't like, but I think that was the sound of the T-nut scratching the, I think that was the sound of the T-nut scratching the extrusion and not anything related to the printed parts. Is audio desynced? Hello, testing, testing. It shouldn't be. Enclosed build volume. Oh wow, you lose like 60 millimeters? Yeah, I probably won't enclose it then. That's kind of a bummer. Audio's fine. Okay, cool. It's like I haven't changed anything. Not that that means much, but... Okay. Hopefully these are tight enough, man. I mean, like, cause I'm going at an angle with a ball head, I'm tightening these pieces, but like they're not, definitely not, not crazy tight. Also, my arms are killing me. Aaron and we got workout equipment like a month or so ago, but we've been procrastinating on working out, and last night I was like, we gotta work out. So we did. And like just pressing this together, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Okay, last little turns. Okay, so now we'll do the same thing to this side. Loosen everything up, tighten it down, and then we'll probably open up the giveaway after that. Get it going. I DM'd you the enclosed build volume. It's an interesting shape. Okay, I'll actually take a look at it right now. Did you fully build yours on Stream Zombie, or did you do partial stream and partial? Oh my god. Partial stream and partial kind of on your own. Okay. All right, let me see. Oh, wow. Can I open this and show it? Do you mind? I'll open, let me see. Open link. So this is the build shape, I guess, with the enclosure. So it cuts off a ton of the back and then cuts into these corners. Yeah, that's not a lot. I don't think I'll enclose it then. I need to build, oh God, 800 kilograms of furniture? Woo! Do some stretches, Maurice. Wear a back brace. I have an open source. Is there an open source for the Doron? It is open source. Yeah, the whole project's open source. There's Fysetc has had to release all their stuff because, you know, it's not their project and it's open source. But yeah, you've got everything from like Fusion files, step files, DXF files for the panels, firmware, STLs. Yeah, it's fully open source. It prints faces nice. Yeah, well, it'll be, I'll go like this front, I guess. It'll still be nice to have for, even if it's just gonna be used for PLA. I guess PETG would work as well. I don't need it to print ABS, but yeah, I had initially planned on enclosing it, of course, with the panels. If I end up doing a full video on it, then I'll be sure to mention the reason why I didn't enclose it, and explain due to the arms and the way the head moves that you're losing quite a bit of what's already not a very large printer's build volume. It's about the DM I sent you. Oh, gotcha. Without saying much, is that insurance came through then? So it's insurance, like you got all new furniture that you have to build for the place? That's right, that was like a month ago now. Squirrel! I've always felt an enclosed Delta should be a hexagon. That would be freaking cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn it now and tighten things up. Like, everything should not be moving at this point, but we'll give it one last little ugga-dugga. I received a roll of PTG carbon fiber with Magneto X, also other glass-filled ABS. Nice. Yeah, oh, you asked about TPU. I haven't done TPU on it. No. I'd say the extruder won't have any issues with TPU since it adjusts really nicely and has a pretty enclosed path. But with the kind of higher flow hot end that it comes with, I don't know how well it will do. I would say 95A TPU should not be an issue, but if you try to go softer than that, I don't know. It does do a really good job with abrasives though. I mean, it really feels like that's what they're kind of advertising And you know, them shipping it with the carbon fiber PETG kind of pushing is printing abrasives with it. Okay, I've flipped this more than 3 times now, but just one last double check. Okay. Ba-dum-bum. Yeah, no wobble. Less wobble than our Soval Ace from last week. So, all right, and then we've got our jigs are done. A little center, or I guess they're not jigs so much, centering guides. Our guides are done. Okay, throw this back in. All right. Okay, we got 4 minutes. I'm just gonna open up the giveaway. We'll open it up 4 minutes early and just let it run for an extra 4 minutes. Put the rails on the ground. Let's see. Paste. All right, Polymaker giveaway link is open. This is global. So anyone that said the filament looks nice for this build, thank you. And you can also, if you win, get yourself a roll of either the metallic green or the galaxy orange. So we'll leave this open for 34 minutes, and then we'll draw the winner on stream. How long am I streaming for? I don't know. I have quite a bit of other work to do today, so we'll play it by ear. Maybe another hour-ish, which would be what, 11, 12, 1. I've been streaming for 2.5 freaking hours. I don't know how it's been 2.5 hours already. So yeah, we'll see. I'll try to run 82A. Oh yeah, let me know. 82A is pretty soft, so let me know how it goes. Yes, it's the stack of about, oh my God. Yeah, no wobble. The magic of triangles. I love the PFL ABS glass fiber, prints like butter on my V0s. Yeah, that's what, I think I did, I think it was the AS, no, it probably was ABS glass fiber. When I printed the initial positron journey maker out of, and it print, oh God, these freaking drawers. I gotta do some organizing, but it's easy to say next time. But yeah, it's really nice. I printed mostly with their ABS, like, I'll just show it really quick. We still need to finish this up. I just got to source the parts we're gonna need for it, but this is their, this is glass-filled ABS from Fysetc. Yeah. So it's really nice. So yeah, we're close on this, but the motion's super janked, or yeah, I'm gonna call it that. It's kind of super janked right now, so I have to figure all that out. Okay, yeah, giveaway link's open. What are we doing next? What are we doing next? Are we mounting? Oops. Somebody said 85 likes. If you have not hit the like button, please do. We got 155 viewers and 85 likes. We can get to, let's do 110. I believe it. I believe that we can do it. All right, so let's take a look at this again. Okay. So I'm kind of wondering, I know that Killa mentioned running wires. All the motor wires are just staying up here. I'm trying to think about what wires actually have to be ran, like SSR. So SSR wires will have to be ran. Power supply wires will have to be ran. And then limit switch wires, is that, I think that's it. Everything else, like tool head wires, should already be here. So I think I don't know where they're gonna go up top, but maybe this, I don't know. But I think that's the main wires. Oh yeah, SSR thermistor, you're right, the bed. Power and SSR, limit is top. Limit switches are up top? Oh, they are up top, okay. So should I run wires next, or are we good for me to like start installing these guys? I'd like to install these kind of orange brackets to kind of stiffen up the frame a bit, and that gives us our point for the that gives us our point for the linear rail from the bottom. Are these bearings that pop into that part? Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna install, as long as it's not gonna be too difficult to run the wires with these in place, which I don't think, the wires can't be going behind the rails. I don't think it'll have much effect on it, so I do the wires off stream. Yeah, maybe I will. Let's do these. Let's get these guys going. It'll give us some contrast, which will look nice, and also is gonna sort of stiffen up things a bit, so. It would be good content though. Just watching me get incredibly frustrated. All right, so the thing I am a little uncertain of, so these are just going into T-nuts. These are just going into T-nuts, 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 but what is this guy? This center piece. What is that? Is that just a... Okay, so we're doing heat inserts, clearly. I just don't understand what does that do? Need to do the Lexan first. The language I would use, yeah, after dark. Modbot after dark is when we do wiring. Need to do the Lexan first. So you're saying before I do this, I need to do Lexan is in the panels? To hold the spring that comes from the bed. Ah. Let me see if I go... To hold the spring that comes from the bed. Creates a hook for the spring. Okay. I still don't really see it, but I'm sure it'll make sense. Okay, so you're saying though right now I can't install these? Someone said I need to do like the Lexan first, which I'm assuming is the panel stuff? I can't see why that would be the case. I don't think the spring is in CAD. The spring is behind the ball. Okay, so it seems like, though, the main thing I need to do right now is put heat inserts into those 3 pockets, and then also, I'm not entirely sure what these little inserts are. I'm assuming that's something in the hardware. They kind of look like... Oh, these are screws. Wait, what? Okay. Check Discord, John says. All right. Where did you chat? I see a cat watching my stream. Where in Discord am I checking? Sent pic. Why don't I see it? Oh, is it under DM? Then maybe I have to approve the DM. Requested messages. Yes. So this says, here is what the top rail tops out. Okay, so that's that. And this is a foot. Oh! Okay, yep, I see the spring, thank you. Okay, so we can totally attach these right now, right? Before panels, I don't... Oh, you're saying... Okay, I get what you're saying. There's a panel that covers literally the base, and then this goes over it. You wouldn't be able to get that panel on. That's what I wasn't understanding. Okay. Okay, so... Is there any issue with putting the panel on right now, then? I would think that we can probably just put this panel on, right? This is it. Cool. All right, yeah. Put the panel on. Gotcha. It's because I removed the panel. So because I removed the, let me just show everybody, because like, there. It's easy. That way if anyone's watching this later on, they're like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about, because he looked at a DM. Panels. Bam. So let's get rid of side panels. So this is the reason why. Because I didn't have it pulled up, I didn't realize that there was a panel that goes here. Also, is this the right panel? I don't think it is. This is the right panel. So the panel on top has 3 extra holes. Panel on the bottom. Yeah, all right. Just need to align T-nuts. Okay. And it looks like they're probably all M5 T-nuts based off the hole sizes. They've got to be M5. All right, let's just go to me. I'll do this for a second. Yeah, it was the top, zombie. It was the top. Did you enclose yours at one point, zombie, for a little bit, or no? It's nice being useful for once. You're useful sometimes. And you're not telling me to level the bed. How's your black belt going, dude? I know you build a lot quicker than I do, so I imagine you gotta be making good progress on it. M5 tolls to the bottom and okay, M5 tolls to the bottom. Thank you. So M5 12s and M5 10s on the vertical. The black box is fighting. Oh no. Black box is going. Oh, the black belt. I said black belt, didn't I? That's funny. That went over my head for a second. It is going well, nice. In my defense, there is a black belt printer. I feel like at this point we've used a lot of names for printers, so. All right, so let me just put this in here for a second. So we need a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 T-nuts. And these are all going to be M5s. Okay. 20 more minutes on the giveaway. If you haven't entered in, it is open in hidden chat. There's a lot of crap on the ground, so it's a little hard to get the tripod in place. Oh, I'm gonna turn autofocus off for this. It does not like reflective surfaces. I was like, why are you being weird? Let's try that. You guys seen the new Bamboo S1? They did not announce something. You're joking. Oh, Anycubic. I was like, what? There's no way they announced something. Like, I did, yes. I mentioned it briefly earlier. You're talking about the Core XY that also has a, like, it's compatible with their color changer. Anycubic was supposed to send their Cobra for review like 2 or 3 months ago, and they're like, yeah, we'll send it, and then it never showed, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I didn't know if, like, I haven't heard a ton about it, so I was like, I don't know if something went wrong with it, or if they just, I don't know, so we'll see. I am excited, though, You know what? I think I'll just place all of these and then I'll worry about positioning them. I am excited. I mean, like, I know that everybody wants, maybe not everybody. I know that a lot of people want tool changers and such just for, like, you know, more functional use case, less material waste, and I absolutely get that. But it is still super exciting to have, like, this multicolor options coming out. I would rather have it than not have it. And I think that as time goes on, we'll continue to figure out ways, even with that method, to purge less and waste less material. And I think a lot of that's going to come from software and slicer improvements, really. So I'm quite excited. I like competition. Everyone knows here that I like Bambu Lab printers. I use them a lot. I just used it right now. But I also, I mean, I've said this before, I really want as many companies to win and do well as possible. I understand that not everybody can win and do well, but the reality is that competition's good, options are good. We don't want just one company, because when one company rules everything, that's bad. They set the prices, they set, you know, like we're kind of at their mercy. So as much as I do like Bambu Lab printers and think that they have disrupted the market and I want to continue to see them do well and innovate, I also want other companies to do well also and for people to have options. So I'm excited by all of it. And yeah, I think the next 12 months is going to be pretty exciting. Hey, what's going on, Medic? Cobra S1, it's a Bambu. You need to build an armored turtle. You mean the turtle box? I'm absolutely building one. I just don't know yet whether I'm waiting. I'm probably waiting for an LDO kit to become available. That's likely what's going to happen. But yeah, I definitely will be building one. I'm not totally sure yet if it's going to happen, but I just got word that, like, we might be getting a kit in to build. That would be very, very large, and it would require us to build it in the garage, and meaning the garage is very cold, so it'll be me with a puffy jacket, a couple heaters, a USB, like one of these cameras, I'll use like the Elgato USB hooked up to like my MacBook probably, and then I'll try to hook up like the DJI gimbal to like webcam, that way we have a second cam, but it's still not confirmed yet, but if it happens, it's gonna be a crazy build. I don't want to say any more yet until I've got probably unit in hand, but I think it'll be a fun, weird build in the garage. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there on alignment. I'm building the LDO kit soon. Just did my unboxing stream last week. Yeah, so I got to catch part of it. Curious as to when they're going to roll out. Is there an ETA on shipping for units? I mean, I imagine if they're still beta testing, they don't have a definitive date, but I wonder if they have like an ETA that they're hoping for. I do know that pre-orders open for like Fabrico and West 3D and KB3D and there's probably more. Okay, last two. Thanks again for stopping by. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad I was able to. I saw your message pretty late. Honestly, like a lot of times I don't see messages for days. So the fact that I happened to see your message and you were still streaming, kind of meant to be. Okay. All right, these are all aligned. It only took me, I think it was like 4 minutes. It felt longer. Last I heard, the audio kits are still in production in about 1 to 2. Okay, that's not bad. 1 to 2 months is not bad at all. What did Sven say? Soul shows the SUI Mini. No way. It's a V0 clone, but if it's an SVO8, is it a Micron clone? Last I heard, yes, always nice to have. Get out of here. I'm a celebrity. Okay, so before we actually bolt these in place, I am curious about what the heck these are. They just look like pins. I haven't seen, you know what? It could be in the motion. It could be in the motion thing. Let's see. I found them. Okay. I'm supposed to pick in the live streams of the swivel or of their pit. Yeah, got them. Those high gloss panels are one thing that kept me from buying a kit. They're all full of dust. Yeah, it's pretty much all of my printers are full of dust, dog hair, and scratches. I get it. I don't like, I like matte more than gloss for sure. So yeah, I'll take a look at it right now. Second here. I'll show it on screen too for anyone that's curious. I haven't seen it. I've been trying to kind of keep up to date on things going on at Form Next. Let's see. Am I in voice chat? Am I in voice? No. Am I in voice chat in the? No, someone else is. Okay. You posted it in live streams. Oh my god, it is a V0 clone. It legit is a V0 clone. Save image, open link. That is a V0. That is 100% a V0, like an injection molded V0. So I'm curious about price. I'm curious. It's got automatic bed leveling, DIY maker fun, partial open source, HDMI screen, plug and play, time-lapse photography, various nozzle sizes. Yeah, that is the V0. I wouldn't say no to one either. I love the V0, but it's a challenging build. And there's not really, I'm trying to think if there's a comparable retail unit that I can think of that's small. I mean, A1 Mini is small, but it ain't that small compared to the V0. Yeah, the smallest thing I could think of was like my old monoprice printer that was a bed slinger that was really, really compact. Or I reviewed a printer a long time ago that was awful, that was kind of that size. But that's interesting. If it's like this, I would say no to it either. I love my SP08. The monoprice, yeah. You know the one I'm talking about. The OG monoprice from back in the day. I loved that printer for its time. It was really good by you know, that time standards. Oh man, all right, let's see. Will these fit? No. Okay. I might need to remount these holes a little bit. So this are 3 millimeters. Let me grab my reamer. Do I have a 3 millimeter reamer? I think I do. Yep, I sure do. Okay, so we're just gonna shove this in here. Okay. I don't think I'll remount the stops at the end, but I'm worried that it'll damage this part if I just pushed it through. I feel like there's not a lot of small enclosed commercial printer. Yeah, I feel the same way. Everyone's kind of been like, everyone's like bigger, and I'm like, I get it, but the reality is, even to this day, like most of what I print is small, and sometimes I'll only print big for the sake of it because, you know, I'm gonna use these guys because I have the ability to, but I don't actually need to print big. So it's certainly not a, if there is things that exist, it's definitely not a over saturated corner of the 3D printing market. Most of the little guys are all like, you know, real DIY. Okay, so let's see if this will work. That went in. Oh, maybe that was not good. No, I think that's gonna be fine. Let me see if I press this. Oh, shoot. I think that's gonna work. I'm gonna, let's see, let me get like a 3mm. Yeah, it's not coming out. At least not without some strong force. So I think I'm okay to ream the first one and then just press into the, yeah, press into the second one. Cool, there we go, one down. So let me ream out the other two. Also, 9 minutes on the giveaway, so if you have not entered in, do so if you want to. Yeah, much nicer than using my fingers. I use vice grips to push those in. Yeah, that works too. This is, if you look at this part, that top wall is not very thick. Like it's definitely not super thin, but it's not very thick. And so the whole point of this, it seems like, is just to have to give the plate a pivot point. So as long as this is, and like this area is much thicker, you can just see like the width of it. So clearing out this one and then putting some pressure on the back one should be plenty to hold these in place. We've cracked quite a few pieces, so I don't want to risk it. It's also going to heavily depend on like your part tolerances and all that stuff, so. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, 2 down. 1 to go. I am curious about, like, I know that the Voron team had like a fairly like positive attitude about the SVOE. Like I didn't see a lot of issue with it, other than like some of the initial terminology that they used about like kind of making it seem like it was backed by Voron or like real supported by Voron, which wasn't the case. But once they sort of corrected that, it seems like everything's been fine. I know that they've been also donating. I don't know if they're still doing it. They were donating like based off sales to the team. So I'm curious to know like if they're obviously doing more of that style of machine, if they're still fine with it, because I do think that there will be some people that won't build Voron Zeros because they'll get the SV08 Mini. I know that there's definitely some, like a lot of us, that would still build a V0, absolutely. But certainly there's some people that are like, no, I just want a small CoreXY printer, and if this lets me do it at a, you know, pretty inexpensive cost without having to put in all that time, like that's what they'll do. So I'm just kind of curious as to if they still feel like, ah, it's fine, or if they're not so keen. I don't know. Why is this one not going in? It's always the last. It's always the last one of anything that... There we go. Okay. All right, these are done. So we've got our little pins installed in all of them. So the next step is going to be to install them. Oh, you know what? We should probably do heat inserts before we put it on the machine. So let me do that really quick. I don't think I have... Oh yeah, I do have the 3mm. What I don't have... Oh, here it is. Yes. Yes. I brought this big power brick to China and wasn't sure what I'd done with it. But it's right here. Oh, it was on Twitter, I guess. Delmar found it, but here's, if you want to, I don't know, screenshot or zoom in, this is the image of it. But it's very, very clearly I don't even know if I want to call it V0 inspired. It's a commercially available V0 is really what it looks like from this image. Check your Discord, not exactly a V0. Okay, one sec. Oh, someone posted a photo of it. Oh, that's got some differences. Is that printed, the cover? It looks like it's going to be injection molded. Maybe this is a prototype unit. So it looks like they're I don't know for sure, but it almost looks like they're using hula style feet. Different skirts. The bed's definitely, oh, whoa. Okay. The bed is way different. Is that a cooling fan? I can't tell if that's it looks like a blower fan in the back. Okay, this thing looks kind of cool, man. This thing looks kind of freaking cool. Is it 1515s? I can't tell. I can't, it looks pretty narrow to me, like it, I think it's 1515. I'm using like the scaling of my V0 here with the printed corners, and it looks like the rails sit about the same, so I do think it's a 1515. And I can't tell if there is a... Is there a third screw here? Like, so I know there's obviously screw here, but I don't know if it's just two screws. It kind of looks to me like it's just two of them, right? Like, this looks centered on the bed, and this looks centered on the bed. And on the back, I don't think that's a lead screw. I could be wrong, but I don't, there's another one here, so I don't think those are lead screws. So I think it's just dual, yeah, dual screws. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me as well. The rails are on the sides. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't hate it. I like it more based off of this image than on the tiny one that Delmar posted. I couldn't see the details. I'm curious what prices. If they, okay, Soval is relatively, done a relatively good job of keeping price down. Like, they seem to really be targeting sort of bottom to middle range in price. I would love to see this thing at like, if they can make this $299 to $349, I would be so excited. It looks like the Z is driven. Yeah, it does look like it is a single driven Z. Because of this this motor, I imagine this is tied to this, which is tied to this. So, which I'm not against, as long as it's relatively flat. And it does say it has auto bed leveling, so I don't know what they're using for that, if it's a load cell or an inductive probe or what, but yeah, $399. I think people will buy it for $399. Okay, let's get these heat inserts installed. And then it's giveaway time. So this is your last call for giveaway. It's pinned in chat. We're gonna be drawing in just a couple minutes here. I'm gonna install these really quickly. Zoom in a little, I guess. Probably similar to their new SVO Ace probe. Isn't the Ace is using load cell though? You think it's a load cell as well? Maybe. Magneto is a beast. Yeah, it's it's a monster. It is a monster of a machine, that's for sure. I got a new hotend I gotta swap out. I think the hotend on mine is not the final hotend. So they're, because it was sent to me quite a while ago, they're swapping out, or they're giving me, I have the hotend basically, I just need to swap it. Okay, that looks good. I like it, but it needs a few extra things, and it is not perfect. What do you think that it needs? I mean, I agree that it's not perfect. I also don't think really any printer is perfect, but since you just got it, I'm curious as to what things you think it needs. Okay, I am officially removing the giveaway link. So if you are actively filling it out, you've got 30 seconds, and then I'm grabbing everyone's names. You said I took infrared. I take infrared pics. Huh, of the bed or? All right, let's see how many entries we've got. Also, did we hit? Hey, we got 108 likes. Thank you, everybody. We have 181 people here. That's awesome. If you have not hit the like button, see if we can get to like 125. I think we can do it. Okay, and then giveaway time, we have got, how many entries? 109 entries, nice. So let me go ahead and download the entry form, or all the entries. Extract all. Extract. Google Drive. Okay. Okay, that didn't work. Why did that not work? Replace. Cool. I've got a fever and only one cure is more cowbell. What is that? What is that from? Is that from Saturday Night Live? Aaron showed me that not long ago. I'm pretty sure that's what it's from. Okay, so there should be 109 people in this chat. Yeah, got everybody. Nice, we had 125 likes. That was awesome. I'm gonna do, here, thank you, everybody. All right, so there should be 109 people in this circle. Let's see, desktop. 109, yeah, we got everybody, sick. Nobody gets left behind. All right. So, okay, yeah, it is Saturday Night Live. I was like, Aaron just showed me this. Currently tuning PA with different filaments, cannot test ABS line closure. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, the bed, my bed range is definitely not great. I think it's 0.4 and some change, but it does use variable mesh, which does bring the range down a lot in the area I'm printing with. So, okay, giveaway time. So for anyone that hasn't been in one of these before, the way it works is if you're in the US or Canada and you win, I will email you with a form and a code. You'll fill out the form with the code and you'll get a gift card, and that you can use towards anything on the website. If the gift card, I think it's 35 US, I think. But if your filament is covered or whatever you order is covered, then it doesn't cost anything. If you want to get something like their Fibron filaments, or you can even put it towards a dryer, then you can just pay the difference. Or I think if you win another gift card, maybe you can apply both. I don't know. But anywhere else in the world, you'll get to choose between a bunch of PLAs, ABSs, PETGs, and ASAs. And so if you did win and you wanted to get some of these incredible colors that we're using here, the Galaxy Orange, come on, focus, Galaxy Orange, or metallic green ABS. These are both Polymaker filaments. And then as always, if you do want to support the channel, there's a link in the description. It doesn't cost anything, but a portion of any purchase with Polymaker does support the channel. So Never required, but always appreciated. All right, I think that's it. And thank you to Polymaker for letting us even do this, because this is pretty freaking cool. All right, how many shuffles? Jose is already spamming 6. All right, Jose wants 6. Oh, you did Galaxy Orange on Black Box too? That's awesome. Like, yeah, I would think that the black and orange would really pop. Okay, we got 2 7s and 2 6s. Oh man, the 6s are spamming 6s, so it makes me hard to know how many 6s there are. All right, we're gonna do 6 today, man. It seems like Jose was like so ready. Next week we won't do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, good luck everyone. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Hey, those are all from, that was a group of super familiar names. We had Troy, RS, Phil, and Nice all like grouped in right there. RS, you are our winner, buddy. Congratulations. That is definitely a familiar name and face. I got to meet RS in person at 3D Printopia, which was super cool. So congratulations. There he is, RS. So I'll send you an email probably this evening, but if it's not this evening, then it'll be tomorrow morning, but likely this evening. And then you're in the States, so you'll get a gift card. So congratulations, and thank you to everybody for entering in. And yeah, we'll do the same thing next week at the same time, or maybe the same time, depending on how distracted I get. Okay, let's do this. I am going to attempt to get these installed, and then we will probably call it there, because this will take me another 15 or so minutes, which will put us at like 3.5 hours. I feel my stomach starting to rumble a little bit, so I've got food in my future. Got some food in my future. Okay, and then one more time, I know, man, it was a long time ago, you posted the sizes. You said vertical was, John, if you're still in chat, can you let me know what sizes it was on these? Actually, I could check CAD really quick, can't I? Let's see, so these ones are, where the heck are they? Here we go, corner, bed mount, hardware, M5 by 12 is on bottom, cool. And there's your button heads, thank you. M5 by 12s, okay. And I think you said it's M5 10s for the sides, right? A little bit shorter, so we'll do all the bottom ones first. I do feel like we made some progress today, which is nice. I mean, that was the goal, but I didn't know just how much progress. Thank you to everybody that's helped, though, because it's certainly not having, why are we not going in? Hello? Oh, that's why. Yeah, not having a instruction manual, which we've done before, I think on like, I think, was it on the Merc? At that time, there was no real guide. It definitely adds another layer of challenge, especially when streaming. I will not thank you, I didn't win. It's gonna be a little bit tricky, I think, sliding in the T-nuts. I mean, I guess I could tilt the machine. Maybe I'll just tilt the printer for the side ones. Yeah, these are just loose right now. Boom. About there. Progress, yeah. Heck, man, even just seeing the frame like this is really exciting. I had these parts printed out for 3.5, 4 weeks, just staring at me. They were in the garage because that's where I had the plus 4, so that way I could just print and not have to worry about audio or stuff like that. As I was trying to do video work. So it's nice to see them out of the garage and forming this beautiful triangular printer. Tilt and then we'll slide. Yeah, just tilt it. Camera's at kind of a kinked angle. There we go. Okay. Come on, buddy. There we go. Okay, so those are all still need a little bit more tightening, but let's tilt these. Oh, yeah, we'll still just tilt these on the side and kind of slide them like this. And I think you said, I'm pretty sure you said it was M510s, because we're losing like 3 millimeters since we're not going through acrylic. So let's see, yeah, M510s are right here. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, shoot. I don't know if I'll find that bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if I can find that bolt I just dropped. Yep, there it is. Luckily, it was a big one. All right, let's try pushing these in. Can we do it with this? Wait a minute. That is not the right size. Okay, we need M5. Filaments are, yeah, they're super pretty. I mean, Erin's seen a lot of prints over the years, not by choice always, but with these ones, when they were printing on the +4, like, she straight up was like, these are gorgeous. Even my dad, like, we were working out in the garage and he was like, dude, he was really bummed when I told him about the issue with the SSR. He was like, no, not the printer that prints really nicely. So it's gotten the approval from, sorry, my head. The quality has definitely gotten the approval from my family. Yeah, I'll kind of we'll come back around and tighten these again. It's funny though, because when I got this screen initially, I actually got this green because GPs had asked about it, and I was like, oh no, I've never seen that green before. And so I was like, I'll just end up ordering a roll and like we'll look at it on stream. And even looking at it on stream before, I was like, yeah, it's a pretty nice green, but I didn't think it was like, I thought it was nice, but not one of my favorites or anything like that. And then once I can't do it without shoving my head in the way. Once I printed with it, I was like, oh yeah, like it just didn't do it justice just having it on the spool, but once printed, it's like, man, this is a really cool freaking green. Okay, last set here. What layer height did you use for these prints? It was 0.2. I went with standard boron settings. Yeah, so 0.2 layer height with 40% infill, 4 walls, 5 top and bottom layers, something like that. So yeah, 0.2. They're not like any. I didn't do anything like crazy to make the layers look nicer. Like the layer consistency was really nice. And then just all default as far as like the chamber heater on the +4 and the speeds, like I didn't adjust any of that stuff for cooling. Like all I adjusted was the requirements for, you know, like the strength and stuff. No other meddling or I didn't calibrate the filament or nothing. The Magneto touchscreen is great. You need to use the last firmware after updating the macro. I think I've updated everything. Nice. I like, as far as firmware goes, I think it's all up to date on mine. There's a slight gap. That's interesting. So this M3, I'm sorry, M510s don't fully tighten. It seems like I am bottoming out. So I wonder if we need to go finer. It says M510s. Yeah, they're bottoming out on mine. Unless they're not bottoming out. And I just need to loosen these up a bit. Definitely seems like it's bottoming out. Oh, it's not. It's not. Nope, that worked. I just had to, I don't know if it was filament or what was in the way, but I had to just give it more force than I thought, so. Oh, you can't see because I didn't change it back. I issued the Wi-Fi, now it's solved. Yeah, there was, when I was doing beta testing, it was something to do with like the Clipper screen image and, okay, that's plenty tight, I think. Something to do with the Clipper screen image and the orange pie that they used. But once I got it working, I haven't had any Wi-Fi issues with it since. It's just the initial thing. Okay, that's plenty tight. Okay, that's plenty tight. Okay. All right. So let's tighten these top screws here. So I loosen them a bit. It kind of reminds me of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles now that I look at it a little bit. I don't think the green is right for that, but looking at it a bit, it kind of reminds me of that. Well, I gotta run, but it was good to jump back. Hopefully, should make it next week. So, awesome. Hey, thanks for dropping by, Alien. It's nice to see you, man. I know you've been busy, and I hope other life stuff is going well, but thank you for dropping by, and yeah, hopefully, I mean, even if you just pop by and say hello, it'd be cool to see you next week. Orange isn't quite right either. Okay. It's a close screen to the live action movie Turtles. Gotcha. Most of my experience with the Ninja Turtles are playing on like one of the old arcade games, and then me and my brother had one of the Ninja Turtles, like it was a beat 'em up on the PlayStation 2 that we played the crap out of. I think my parents had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie on VHS, and I definitely watched it once or twice as a kid, but I don't have quite as much of a memory of it as I do the video games. Post it in live stream. I quite like the Teenage Mutant Turtle Theme box turtle build. Yeah, that's Heart K, right? Secret of the Aussie is peak 90s cinema. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Okay, try not to over tighten. I'm definitely doing a pretty snug job of tightening this down, but still we're sandwiching acrylic between ABS part and aluminum, so okay. All right, let me check the, did you post the box turtle build? Is that what you're, let's see. Yeah, I'll show this. What? Why? It signed me out on everything. All right, whatever. Well, this is Heart K's box turtle like build theme that he's gonna be doing. It's freaking sweet, man. It's so cool. Oh, did I say, I said Aussie, didn't I? Secret of the Ooze. Hey, BBs, good, we're getting close to calling it, but I'll show what we've done. Yeah, this is awesome. Heart K is kind of a legend. I've been a big fan of his designs and styles, and like, he's got an eye for cool stuff, man. So yeah, this thing's freaking sweet. So yeah, let's take a look at what we've done. So we've got our frame, verticals, cross beams on top and bottom. We got our bottom panel, at least like the one of the bottom panels on, and then we've got the bed mounting points installed. So I don't know at what point we're supposed to install rails, but I imagine soon-ish. So let's take a look at the CAD really quick here. There we go. Okay, so my thoughts for next week are pick up where we left off. I think the next thing we do is install, wait, is this upside down? No, it's not. Yeah, so I think what we do next week is install the top part, right? The top panel like we just did. And then these guys, just like we did with the limit switches. And then at that point, I think that we probably do rails. So then rails and the little stoppers. And then, I don't know, should we do belts before toolhead? Like, I'm wondering if we should do these, route the belts, and then do the toolhead, or whether we should just do toolhead without belts. I would think it's going to be easier to route the belts without having any weight on the arms. So I think we'll probably do belts after that, then maybe run the wires, and then toolhead. Am I really just joining at the end? Yeah, we've been going for like 3.5 hours. It's 2:30 here. I gotta eat some lunch. Something I keep getting, the giveaway pop up, and just, that's interesting. I don't know why. Belts first for sure. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Once there's weight on there, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. So yeah, so next week, the plan is top panel, these guys with limit switches, then rails, then belts with these little initial printed parts, then maybe run the whatever wires are needed from top to bottom, and then toolhead. I don't know that we'll get all that done, but like that's the order of operations, and we'll continue next week. Are there 0 instructions for this now? There are 0 instructions, RH, which based off of my conversation with you is not normally how I do things. I actually didn't know until 24 hours ago there was no instructions. I thought for sure that I had seen some level of instruction, but I was like getting ready for the stream. I was like, wait, where's the guide? And then I looked at the parent project task. I was like, oh. And then I looked on Fabrico's website just to verify, and it says like, yeah, here's the CAD. So yeah, I was not aware. I was not aware there was no CAD. But yeah, there's none. There is not any instructions. So yep, we are winging it to the max. We're always winging it, but we're winging it to the max this time. So all right, everybody, we are gonna call it there. I'm gonna I haven't not even had much to drink considering I've been talking nonstop for like 3.5 hours. So we're gonna end the stream. I'm going to go grab some food, kick back for a bit, and then I've got to get to work on this weekend's video. I don't want to miss another weekend, even though we did one last week, and I'm really happy. If you haven't seen it, I did do a video of the Fysetc factory tour. I initially was just gonna do the live stream, but I ended up picking up a camera for the trip and was like, oh, I'll just record stuff. It might be fun to like have a few clips, but I ended up recording a ton more than I thought I was going to. And the stream ended up having some issues with camera quality and audio. So I'm super thankful I got so much footage, and I'm really happy with the final video that I put together on the factory. So if you haven't seen it, take a look. I know that a lot of people seem to have really enjoyed it. It's not like any other video I've ever done. And it was just a lot of fun. So anyways, thank you everybody for hanging out and chatting with me. For anyone that liked the video, new members, return members, get the members, their donations we got, and to Polymaker for allowing us to do this giveaway. Congratulations again to RS. I will send you an email, like I said, either this evening or tomorrow, but probably this evening. I'm sure I'll sit on the computer, be looking around, be like, stream stuff, stream winner. So that's usually kind of how it goes. And it looks like all the winners have tracking. Yes. Congratulations to everyone that did win. We did 10 giveaways for the Fysetc live stream in China, and it seems like I've gotten confirmation from almost everybody that they've received tracking for their prize, so that is very exciting. Gotta make kids breakfast and wife coffee. Sounds good, Phil. Have a great day. Bye, Sven. Bye, RS. And thanks to Polymaker for the filming. Yep. All right, everyone. I will see you next time. We'll stream plan the same time next week at 11 o'clock, and we'll continue along with the Doron Velta. Also, thank you to everybody that helped me with getting this far in stream, because not having instructions and some of the bolts not being in here, I definitely would have been scratching my head a lot longer had I not had help. So I will see you all next time. Have a lovely week. Cheers. Bye.